I can see West Bay beaches with its shiny coral sand, and my heart it longs for you, oh Grand Cayman. Come back home to your island, for I long to see you walk upon my sand. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to Grand Cayman. Come back home to your island, for I long to see you walk upon my sand. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to Grand Cayman. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to Grand Cayman.
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
Here are your latest news headlines from the Cayman 27 News Team on Rooster 101's Cayman Crosstalk. Now, here's the news.
Good day. It's time for Monday's headlines from the Cayman 27 newsroom. I'm Reshma Raghunath. A man has been killed in a worksite accident in Bodden Town, and 2 others have been hospitalized. According to 911 officials, the incident happened around 3:52 p.m. yesterday. An RCIPS spokesman says the man was working at a quarry site on Lakeview Drive when there was an explosion. He and 2 other workers on the site were injured in the incident. The 2 men were transported to Cayman Islands Hospital, where they remain undergoing treatment. Police say foul play is not suspected after a body was found inside a Georgetown residence Saturday. According to an RCIPS press release, officers responded to the residence around 9 a.m. after receiving a report that a man may be dead or in need of assistance inside a Randike Gardens residence. After receiving no response from within the residence, the officers gained entry to the home and found the body of a man in his 60s. And a busy day ahead is planned for Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. He's set to take office today. Mr. Roper is expected to arrive on island at 11:30 a.m. According to the governor's office, he will be sworn in at 3 p.m. at the Legislative Assembly. Mr. Roper will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. He replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Do have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
Good morning, my lovely, beautiful Cayman Islands, and welcome to Cayman Crosstalk. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I certainly did. I just want to sincerely thank many for making that happen for me, and I just hope that all of you youngsters that are back to school and going back to school this week are excited to be back in school and to see all your friends and get some schoolwork done. Yeah, I know for the majority of you, you're like, yeah, rolling your eyes, but school, believe me, is going to be one of the high school is going to be, and primary school is going to be some of the most memorable times of your life. And then when you go on to university, that's going to be another chapter. But for now, there will always be those days that you remember fondly and your friends and so forth. Take advantage of it as much as you possibly can. Today is going to be a great day for several different reasons. One, I got 2 tickets. Dos. Ticketos. I don't even know. Maybe a Spanish person would call me, tell me what tickets is in Espanol. I got 2 tickets. 2, I put them together. In fact, they wanted me to split them up and put one for on air and the other one for online. But because, honestly, Lobster Pot is such a great place to eat at, it's great to take a friend with you. And I want you to take a friend with you. I'm going to give 2 gift certificates to a wonderful lucky caller this morning. And there's a couple of little caveats that we have, or I have, regarding these 2 tickets. One is for Restaurant Month. If you haven't heard it yet, Restaurant Month expires the 31st, which is just Wednesday, I believe it is. Tuesday? Wednesday, Tuesday, one of the two. I can't even remember now. But the 31st, whatever the 31st is, I think that's Wednesday. It expires on Wednesday. And so you have to use these tickets by Wednesday, whether or not in the evening or lunch or however, you have to use them. And you have to pick them up today because we want you to really get organized either for tomorrow or for Wednesday to make sure that you enjoy 2 gift certificates that actually you can have a great lunch, a fantastic dinner, but an overall equal good time at one of the island's most beautiful restaurants. And I tell you the truth, it's underpinned by one of the best kitchens as well on the island. And if you have never been, I'd advise you to call in and participate in this giveaway as well. Because I'm telling you, once you go to Lobster Pot, if you've never ever been, it's one of those things that's going to be a special, special circumstance for all of you, and that you want to continue going back simply because of the ambiance and the great food. And I want many of you that never ever participated or never ever went to Lobster Pot and only hoped of going. It's not that expensive. But I'm telling you, the experience will be priceless. The views, especially at sunset, is people pay millions, literally millions, to see that view. And you can experience that while dining as well. And so I'm going to open the lines up when I come back after this 7:15 break. And I'm going to be giving out between now and then some little clues and so forth to the Lobster Pot so that you can win 2 gift certificates for Restaurant Month that ends on the 31st of October. And so you have to use these tickets by Wednesday evening, the latest. And I'm just going to read out some of the sample menus and when the wonderful restaurant of Lobster Pot is open. And so I'm going to read some of those things for all of you. And you're going to find some questions and some clues there. And those are going to be quite easy. One of the questions is, and hopefully I can find somebody that's never been but would like to go. And maybe you can tell me why you would like to have 2 gift certificates to the Lobster Pot. Whether or not it's for lunch or for dinner, it will still give you a great experience. And then if you're having problems sleeping, like me, I suffer from insomnia. And I've been suffering for that disorder, I guess, for a long while. That probably explains a whole great deal about me, at least 20 years or so. We're going to have some sleep experts coming in this morning and from the Health City, Cayman Islands, and we're going to be talking about that. So if you've had issues and you have issues with sleeping and, for example, insomnia, tune in and we're going to probably give you some pointers. In fact, I tell you the truth, Dr. Archita helped me a great deal. I've gained, this is a big win for me, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to let you know, Dr. Archita has allowed me to gain 45 to 50 minutes of extra sleep that I've never gained before, and just some basic techniques and so forth that I learned. And no medications, no nothing of that nature, which is a good thing. I don't like to be on medications. And so tune in. You'll be surprised of the things that you can learn. I want to bring as much great things to all of you as possible so that you can learn and make your life that much more enriched. And then we're going to have a local citizen, excuse me, coming on at 8:30. She reached out to me and said she would like to come on and discuss some things that are concerning her as a citizen. And I said, well, that's cool with me. And one of the things that she would like to touch on is the tourism sector, cruise and so forth of that nature. And I, like everyone else, I encourage all of you to come in. This is Crosstalk after all. We'll open our windows and our doors and our studios and our microphones to all of you that would like to express yourself in the phone lines as well on a daily basis. If you would like to be part of the show and like to come and be brave enough to sit down here and have a great discussion, here are some things that you can do to make that happen. Drop me an email at caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. That is caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. If you would like to come on the show, I'm more than happy to help facilitate all of those requests. Once again, Hurley's Media, caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. Or you can simply just private message me on Facebook, which is Cayman Crosstalk. And, we have live streaming videos right now, so you can actually participate in that as well. And put various different things there if you want some topics to point at, some things that you want us to investigate or bring online and on stream that you can, that bothers you, or you want question or even some answers to questions that maybe you're putting out. I'm happy to help facilitate some of those things as well. So you got various different mediums. And if you would like to articulate on a daily basis on the phone line, it's 233-1019. That is 233-1019. And that is sponsored by our wonderful friends at Superior Auto. That is 233-1019, 233-1019. And I need you to jot that number down because I would like to give away 2 tickets this morning. And I'm going to give away 2 tickets this morning to Lobster Pot, okay? Putting it up for all of those that are broadcasting and streaming live this morning. 2 tickets to Lobster Pot. I would like to make a pair happy, whether or not you're a couple or friend or whatever you may be, significant other, or just going on a first date and just make it look like you're a big shot or whatever it may be. I'm willing to help make that happen at one of the best restaurants probably the Caribbean has as well. And in addition to that, I just want to let you all know we do have a WhatsApp number. The WhatsApp number is 324-1019. That is 324-1019. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a lobster pot right now. Here's what it says. Lobster pot has been around for 45 years. Oh, my goodness gracious. 45 years. I know it's been there a long time, but my goodness, I didn't realize it was there that long. That shows how good and great it is to still be open after 45 years. It says, where every table overlooks the sea. But I would say to Marcus, I would change that and says, every table overlooks the sea, but is underpinned by the best kitchen in the Caribbean. And you can enjoy fine seaside dining or sunset cocktails at our waterfront deck, a wine bar, or even in the dining room. Their lunch starts Monday to Friday at 11:30 to 2:30. So remember all of these things, ladies and gentlemen, because these gift certificates are going to be used for lunch as well. 11:30 to 2:30. The dinner is Monday to Sunday at 5 to 10 p.m., and they're on Georgetown Waterfront. Their number is 949-2736, 949-2736. And you can check out their website at www.lobsterpot.ky. And you'll see a sample menu there. Oh, my goodness gracious. Caribbean lobster tail, broil, Cayman style, or poached. Captain's catch of the day, which you get it just right off from their dock right behind them as well. Cayman trio, which is the lobster pot favorite, as broiled lobster tail, garlic prawns, king crab legs. Oh, my goodness gracious. And garlic shrimp all put together. And then you got turtle steak. Turtle steak. And you got a 10-ounce New York strip, filet mignon, with lobster mash. Wow, Chris, lobster mash. I wonder what that is. Never tried that one. And you got surf and turf. You got that includes not only shrimp, but you can also get lobster as well. And that's Lobster Pot, a restaurant and wine bar. Remember some of those key points. 45 years. And here's the tagline. I want you to remember the tagline for me, ladies and gentlemen. Where every table overlooks the sea. And I got a caller online right now. I'm just going to go straight to the caller before I have to take this break. But remember, when I come back, I want to give away 2 gift certificates to Lobster Pot. The only caveat is that you have to pick them up today, and you have to promise to try to use them before Wednesday. I would not want them to expire on all of you. I want to create a memory, a fond memory for someone and their friend or their significant other. Hello, caller. How are you this morning? Hello? All right, didn't hold on. 233-1019, 233-1019. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that's the number sponsored by Superior Auto. And I would love for all of you to participate in that number. Jot that number down. When I come back from this little break, I am going to open the phone lines up because I want to make a memory. I want to make a memory for someone and their significant other. I got a pile of callers on. I just wonder, just bear in mind, callers, I'm going to answer the phone lines, but I am not, they must be getting that they think it is there. I'm kind of curious. All of them are there. I'm not giving away in this segment. I got to do my little time check. When I come back, it's going to be open. I'm kind of curious. Every line is lit, Christopher. Christopher's like, what? Hello, caller. How are you this morning? Hello?
Yes.
Whoa. Hello, caller?
Yes.
Yes. You calling in this morning?
Yes, I am. Good morning, Woody.
Very good morning to you. Are you calling?
Yep.
Are you calling for the possibility of winning a couple of tickets?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, this is not open until when I come back from the little short commercial break. All right.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
Bo.
great.
Thank you. And you keep it on speed dial now. You know, keep it on speed dial.
I will.
All right. Thank you. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Then hold on. Hello, caller. Well, Chris, I think all of them, the lines are just, they're just popping on. But remember the number, ladies and gentlemen, 233-1019, 233-1019. When I come back, I'm going to give away 2 tickets to the wonderful lobster pot right on the waterfront, where every table overlooks the sea and has been doing so for 45. You see the numbers, so you see the phone line, Christopher. Leroy, maybe you can drop that down and see all the lines that are there. People are eager this Monday morning, and I want to make somebody happy. I want to make 2 people happy, especially one lucky winner that's going to choose. They're going to have the hard decision of whom they're going to take with them, and they're going to have to tell me why. But there's a caveat, ladies and gentlemen. I will repeat it one more time. The caveat is you have to pick up your tickets today on or before 2 p.m. here at our wonderful office down at 18 Forum Lane in Kamada Bay. And you have to use it before, I guess it would say 10 o'clock on the 31st of October. Maybe that could be your Halloween treat for all of you. Remember, I am asking all of you, if that's your caveat, and if you can promise me you can do that, if you don't pick it up today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it away tomorrow. And I just want to let you know that. I want to make a memory. I want to make a good, fond memory for someone out there today. But time check in the studios right now is 7:18. Time check is brought to you by wonderful friends at Subway. If you got to start your morning off with a cup of coffee, well, here's a deal and a half I have for you. Subway, all 6 of their locations have a coffee station. If you walk into Subway right now, and all of them, and bear in mind this might be a limited time offer, like I told you before with the 2-for-1 madness on Mondays, that was limited time. So ladies and gentlemen, here's this deal. All 6 locations, you walk in and you buy a cup of coffee at Subway, they will give you a fresh baked cookie absolutely free. And that choice of cookie will be yours to make. That's a deal in 3 quarters. For those who start their morning off and got to buy a pastry, well, geez, Subway has you. Remember, Subway sells coffee as well, and they will be willing to give you one of their awesome fresh baked cookies. You heard from the Chief Pirate on Friday. She says her favorite cookie is the oatmeal. That is her thing. I mean, I don't solicit these things. They make some of the best cookies. I'm not going to lie to no one. I know Miss Georgette, I shouldn't be eating it, but I can't lie. I can't lie. Subway makes a dang good cookie. Macadamia nut, if anybody's around, you can bring it, drop it by 18 Forum Lane. I'll be greatly appreciative this morning. Maybe make 2. Christopher, what flavor do you like, Christopher? Chocolate chip? He's a chocolate chip guy. Standard chocolate chip. And so if anyone is listening and want to be kind to Christopher and I, you can drop us off a beautiful. And I'm not even sure what Leroy eats because that boy is like vegetarian. I'm not even sure whether or not he'll eat it. Dust. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to say a wonderful thank you to one of our listeners, Christopher. And we got some great people that are participating in this show and that listen to us on a daily basis and view us online. They went to Cameron over the weekend, and they went to Cameron, and I want to say to your kitty, thank you. She unfortunately had to go to the Brack for a very sad occasion, and that was to attend a funeral. And before the funeral, she went by the bakery. And the Moxhams, they know me quite well. In fact, they tease me every time I go. I go usually in April. So I usually get some hot hard dough bread. And they typically put, and they mess me up like mad. They put mango jam on that hot hard dough bread. It's just out of the oven. And so my mouth is salivating right now just thinking of it. But she took a picture of all of these fresh baked breads on the racks, like how they normally have down at the bakery. And my goodness gracious, I can smell, it was like I had smell-o-vision over my WhatsApp. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can smell it right now. And I just want to say to that lovely, sweet heart of a lady, for thinking of me, stop by my home. I get a knock on my door like 7:30 at night and brings me a hard dough bread. Oh my goodness gracious, I just want to say to Lennox and all of them over at the wonderful bakery and Cameron, thank you very much, and thank you, Orchidea. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope that everything goes well for all of you. But time check is 7:21, and remember, it's brought to you by Subway. They're giving you a free cookie with a cup of coffee. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious!
This hour of Cayman Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway, with 6 locations across Cayman, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious. More of Cayman Crosstalk is next on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
health insurance with far-reaching benefits,
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
business insurance, and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
Brit K, where people come first.
By calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday morning to all of you. Thank you all very much for tuning in, letting us be part of your morning and part of your day. I now want to move it in. I want to start making fond memories. I want to start making fond memories for a lucky person, and that they can take someone with them. And the phone lines are going to be open, as we say in West Bay, directly. All right? They're going to be open directly. I'm going to busy the lines out right now. Hopefully they will work, because every time I put busy on there, something happens. But I want to give everybody an equal opportunity to win at this. I'm giving away a wonderful 2 gift certificates, a great prize. I like to create memories for a lot of people, and I'll tell you the truth, I want to make a memory for one of our lucky callers and viewers and listeners this morning. And if you're tuning in, streaming as well, I would like you to really, in essence, join in with this as well. You can call 233-1019. That is 233-1019. That is 233-1019. And that is sponsored by our wonderful friends at Superior Auto. I want to make a wonderful memory. And, you know, memories are some things that only get better with age. And you can go back to them at all times, and a little smile will break out. And it's a gift certificate for 2 for the lobster pot. You can use it for either lunch or dinner. And their lunch starts at 11:30 and goes straight to 2:30, Monday to Friday. And dinner is Monday to Sunday. And it starts at 5 and ends at 10. And it's on the waterfront. The lobster pot has been around for 45 years. And their tagline is, where every table overlooks the sea. But I'm going to append to that, and I hope Mr. Cumber doesn't mind. But I think it's where every table overlooks the sea and is underpinned by one of the best kitchens in the Caribbean. That is just me. Once again, the number's going to open up right now, 233-1019. There's a caveat that I have on there. There's a couple of caveats. One, you have to pick your ticket up today, Monday, before 2:30 today. You have to pick them up today. You have to promise me from our offices down here at the beautiful Camana Bay, 18 Forum Lane, and just go and see our great, wonderful Miss Rose. She's always smiling, always wonderful to help. She's going to have your 2 tickets for you. And you have to use them before the 31st of October. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the only 2 caveats that I have. Your hard decision is going to find out who you're going to take with you to Lobster Pot. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and I kind of left some things out there, and as my former co-host Elio used to say, Woody, I just like to give it away without making it hard. I like to make things easy. I want to make fond memories. Remember, 233-1019, 233-1019. And the other caveat, the third caveat is if you don't pick your ticket up today, so I can make a memory for someone else, because I wouldn't want this to be wasted, to be honest with you. I wouldn't want this wonderful package to be wasted by someone not picking it up. I will take it and I will reissue it tomorrow. All right? And that's being recorded right now at 7:28. If you don't pick it up today, I'm going to re-put it in a pile and give another opportunity for someone else to make a memory, a wonderful, fond memory at one of the best restaurants in the Caribbean, and certainly in the Cayman Islands as well, where every table overlooks the sea. That's the Lobster Pot. Been around for 45 years in Georgetown Harbor. Number in the studio is 233-1019. It's sponsored by our wonderful friends at Superior Auto. Lines are open now, 233-1019, 233-1019. And I want to give this away. I want to see how much people are there. 233-1019, 233-1019. All lines are lit. Christopher, I am going to give you the hard choice. I want you to grab that microphone. I want you to pick which line we should go to and give the first opportunity to.
I'm going to be hasty for this. Go with number 3, because I was looking at the dial pad right now, and I think the third one from the left lit up first.
All right, number 3. Yeah. All right, ready or not? Here we go. Good morning, caller. Happy Monday morning to you. Good morning, caller. Hello.
Hi.
Good
Hi,
morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday morning to you. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. I'm glad that you're having a great start of the work week. Now, I want to make it even better for you, okay? I have 2 tickets. First, I should ask you, are you calling for the 2 tickets?
Yes, I am.
All right, wonderful. I got to make sure. Because last time somebody called in and complained about something. All right.
No.
All right, darling.
Okay.
I want to make your week, okay?
Yes.
All right. Tell me, what we're having some feedback. I'm not sure where you're at right now, but we're getting some feedback in the studios.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm hearing you. I don't know if you're talking to someone else.
All right. No, I'm talking to you.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to try to do my best to make sure that we get this right for you. All right.
Okay.
Can you tell me the name of the restaurant that you're going to get 2 wonderful gift certificates to make a fond memory dining at?
It's from the Lobster Pot.
Ooh, all right. That is one. Ding, 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 ding. Christopher, you got it down, right? All right. Here's the next question. Do you know how long they've been in that location and how long they've been serving and open for business?
That's 4 to 5 years.
Wow. Man, you deserve, honestly. All right, one more shot.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what their tagline is?
Sure.
What's their tagline?
Every table overlooks the sea. Where every table overlooks the sea.
Oh, all right. All right, caller. And you heard the caveat here. You need to pick the ticket up today, or the tickets up today this afternoon before 2:30 down at our offices at 18 Forum Lane. Yes, Christopher is going to take your number. I'm going to put you in hold. Christopher is going to pick it up, take your name and number and your contact details, because I normally don't like to do that over the air. But congratulations to you. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever dined at the Lobster Pot before?
About 15 years ago.
15 years ago? My gosh, I'm glad that you're a winner. And tell me honestly, what was your experience then and why so long?
Okay, well, I actually went with my brother and we enjoyed it. It was very nice and overlooking the sea. It's very beautiful. So I would like to go and have that experience again.
Excellent. I'm so happy for you. Happy Monday morning. I'm so glad that it can start your week off a lot better. For those the ones on the line, I just want to sincerely thank you all for calling. Caller, I want you to hold on. My wonderful intern is going to take your name, your contact details, and if you can, come down today to pick it up. And I just want to forewarn you, if you don't pick it up today, we're going to just cycle it back over till tomorrow. All right? But have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful memory. And if you don't mind, could you call me back on air after you have a dining experience and tell us how it was?
Sure, I will.
All right. Congratulations to you. I'm so happy. I just love to make memories for a lot of people. And I'm just so happy for all of you. And thank you all very much for participating as well. For the many of you that the line's lit, in fact, even on our social media as well, for our WhatsApp. Thank you all very much for participating in that giveaway. We're going to come right back right after this little break. If you have been having problems sleeping, ladies and gentlemen, and you're wondering what to do and you really just need some help, maybe some guidance, I'm speaking from experience. I suffer from insomnia. I sleep roughly 3 hours and 45 minutes every day. And it's not a good thing for your health, especially as you get older and you get a little weightier like me. And sometimes if you're around my couple of 4 decades or more, you wonder why the weight is keep coming on. Well, sometimes that can probably be due to your sleep patterns as well. And so we want to make sure that all of you can get the great things that you need in life to make you the optimum you. And to be honest with you, life is short and unpredictable. To make sure that you have the wonderful memories that you can make with your families and friends as well, and be around a long, long time for all of us to enjoy you and them to love you as well. We're going to be right back after this little short news break. And remember, check out all of these wonderful sponsors. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be around.
This hour of Cayman Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway, with 6 locations across Cayman, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious. More of Cayman Crosstalk is next on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
Get the quality, the service, the wide range of products in the BRAC. Everything you love about Paramount Carpets is now available on Cayman BRAC. Carpets, flooring, drywall, paints, windows and doors, lumber, from plumbing to electrical supplies. You'll find it all and a whole lot more at Paramount Carpets, Cayman BRAC.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
3 of the finest liquor stores on Ireland are located on West Bay Road on beautiful 7 Mile Beach. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits, Governors Square, the greenery near the Strand, and 7 Mile Shops Plaza. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits boasts the widest selection and even offers free wine and spirit tastings at all 7 Mile Beach locations every Friday from 5 till 7 p.m. Family owned and operated since 1984.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
And 2 others have been hospitalized. According to 911 officials, the incident happened around 3:52 p.m. yesterday. An RCIPS spokesman says the man was working at a quarry site on Lakeview Drive when there was an explosion. He and 2 other workers on the site were injured in the incident. The 2 men were transported to Cayman Islands Hospital where they remain undergoing treatment. Police say foul play is not suspected after a body was found inside a Georgetown residence Saturday. According to an RCIPS press release, officers responded to the residence around 9 a.m. after receiving a report that a man may be dead or in need of assistance inside a Randike Gardens residence. After receiving no response from within the residence, the officers gained entry to the home and found the body of a man in his 60s. And a busy day ahead is planned for Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. He's set to take office today. Mr. Roper is expected to arrive on island at 11:30 a.m. According to the governor's office, he will be sworn in at 3 p.m. at the Legislative Assembly. Mr. Roper will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. He replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Do have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cayman Crosstalk. Happy Monday to all of you, and I just want to sincerely just say a great thank you for a wonderful caller just now who won 2 gift certificates to Lobster Pot, and to all of you that tried as well. I just want to sincerely thank all of you for keeping us in tune every day, and hopefully I can get some more little giveaways for all of you to make you happy. Christmas is coming around, and I want to make fond memories for all of you. And one way that I'm going to make fond memories for all of you is to tell you all, if you're suffering with sleep and you have issues and problems with sleep, well, Health City can have your back and your head and your bed, so to speak. And I tell you the truth, that full disclosure, like I said earlier, I suffer from insomnia as well, and been so for probably the last 2+ decades. And you know, Dr. Archita actually helped me with some little techniques, helped me gain. Believe it or not, another 15, 20 minutes, which is a great deal for me because even without medication. And so we can make sure that happens for all of you as well. And I'm joined this morning, I like using this title, Global Sales Manager, Ms. Kafar Augustin.
Morning, Woody. How are you?
I'm fantastic to always have you in the studios, to be honest with you. And you brought some great guests with you this morning.
I did. On my left, I have Mr. Deepesh, who is a sleep technologist.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And I believe he's been here before.
Yes. They analyzed me, and he was looking at me and like, yeah, you have problems. And now he's going to verify the problems with this wonderful one next to him.
And unfortunately, Dr. Archita, our pulmonologist, she's currently off island for a much well-deserved rest.
Good for her.
But Deepesh has graciously agreed to be here. And we're also joined by, we're very happy to welcome him to the island, our new psychiatrist, Dr. Diwakar.
Thank you, Kafar, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Doctor, welcome. Welcome to Cayman Crosstalk Studios, and frankly, welcome to the Cayman Islands as well.
Thank you.
And, I'm kind of curious. For those that are out there right now, they're probably thinking, what the heck do you need a psychiatrist to help me go along with sleep? Isn't there other problems and other issues to make sure that we can actually just sleep properly? And I'm glad that you're here because it's a whole team approach to all of this stuff. And I tell you the truth, there's a lot of things go on in one's mind that keeps you awake. I can't turn my brain off. That's just my problem. So maybe I can swipe you for about an hour and don't have to pay for it. But very good morning to you. Talk to us about your approach along with the sleep department at Health City, Cayman Islands, because I tell you the truth, you all have probably the best sleep lab within the Caribbean. The suite is almost rivaling something you see on 7 Mile Beach. It is just that. And Deepesh, he's like a kid in a candy shop because he has all the toys around him. And Dr. Archita, when she was here last time, she was like on her chairs just kind of moving because you all were getting a lot more technology, a lot more things that you can read people's brain waves, all the various different things, how they sleep. You can identify whether or not someone has sleep apnea, all the various different things that could affect one's sleep. Got to ask you, doctor, is sleep necessary? Because, people like me think, well, life needs to be moving. The more that you're sedentary, nothing happens. Nothing gets done. Do you need sleep?
Absolutely. Absolutely, we need sleep. It's sort of a necessary evil at this point. Yeah.
Jot that one down.
I got to include your opinion here also.
Right.
So I call it a necessary evil because it's an evil we may do without it one day or two. But in general, we need it. We need it to rejuvenate our functions, our brain functions, our body functions. There's a lot of recovery that has to happen after the wear and tear and running around of the day.
Mm-hmm.
All that happens during a sleep. Even most importantly, our memories, which make us actually happen during sleep.
I guess it's like a computer. We even take the chance and opportunity to put our computers in sleep mode. And we do that sometimes and have to defrag our computers and our ROMs and our RAM to make sure that our computer is running optimally. So, and, in my discussions with others as well, and like I said, I've gained about 15, 20 minutes on average, which I think is a great feat with no assistance from pharmaceuticals, let's put it that way, which is a good thing. All from Dr. Archita, just helping me with what we call sleep hygiene.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, a lot of people didn't realize of, sleep hygiene. We talk about oral hygiene. We talk about, physical hygiene. But one never ever thought, and I never thought of sleep hygiene. And, it actually, once you create a system and a technique around yourself, you'll be surprised of how it can help you. And I wonder, the older you get, good doctor, and I want people to live good, long, healthy, happy lives. Is it unreasonable to me to say that those whom don't get sufficient sleep or good sleep, can they be depressed?
Yes, actually, that's true. Not getting sleep works both ways. A person who's not depressed is making himself or herself susceptible to get depressed. And a person who's already depressed is going to have sleep disturbances for obvious reasons. So it works in both directions, actually.
But you know, what could we do? What do you think that we can do? Otherwise, I'm going to see Depeche in his great, you know, laboratory there because he has everything. He has brain. I mean, it's just like if everybody ever wondered, you know, I have kids that watch, for example, cartoons, and this show my daughter used to watch all the time called Dexter's Laboratory. And when I walk in there, it's like, you know, he has all of these gadgets and everything else that you can hook up, but it's in a great suite. Bring your own pillow, but if you want to be really comfortable to all of that. But good doctor, what would you say to individuals right now? Because it's a sleep pattern. Mine started when I was in my early 20s. And I think has always been that way, but I feel that I can sufficiently, you know, survive off 3.5 hours of sleep. My memory is fairly decent. But I notice that others around me, some people that maybe don't get it, they're not as sharp, so to speak, and they're a little bit more touchy in terms of irritated. What could we do for those individuals, do you think?
I think the basic here would be that you can't help someone who's not seeking help. The only thing that we can do at this point is to let them know that what we at Health City are capable of doing to their problems. That's the most important aspect that a person of your knowledge or acquaintance can get from you. And then we can take it from there.
You know, when we come back, I want to discuss how, because to tell you the truth, a lot of people don't realize that they're not sleeping and sleeping well. And it only manifests itself when something serious happens, whether or not they have a breakdown physically or mentally. And then you realize that sleep was a major component of it. And for example, one great thing that I've learned in my research here and listening to, you know, Deepesh and also, for example, Dr. Achita, is that when it comes to breathing, we don't realize when we're sleeping how we're not breathing efficiently. And sleep apnea is a serious component that a lot of us really don't know. And then that has a trickle-down effect as well. And Deepesh, I want to pull you in because this is why I want people to listen to this. This is serious in my opinion, that it puts extra stress on the heart. And a lot of people don't realize that when you have sleep apnea, your heart stops literally and you stop breathing. And you don't realize you have stopped breathing until your body actually slaps you from within and goes, get the heck up. And then you're jarred again. And then your heart is racing. Your brain has stopped functioning for that short period of time. And there's so many different components that sleep affects all of it. And sadly, with me, I tell you the truth, 3.5 hours, anything more than that for me, I feel tired. And I just feel worn out. But we can talk about my mental issues afterwards, doctor, when we get right back from this great break. And we got to do a time check right now. Time check is brought to you by our great friends at Subway. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep pushing this thing as much as possible as well. Not only that Subway gives you a free cookie with a cup of coffee if you purchase it, but this is nearing the end of hurricane season and Christmas is coming in. And unfortunately, there are some out there that are having still a difficult time with this booming economy. Food is not readily available, and sometimes people go without, whether or not they're the seniors or their school children. We do have a problem, and you can actually help with that problem. And Subway is continue doing this wonderful, what they call the Subway Can Drive. And I love that for many different things, but Subway can, and you can as well, by bringing in simply a can. And here how you can do that. You can bring in your canned goods to all 6 locations of Subway across Grand Cayman. And when you drop your can in that little container right at the very end, they will give you a fresh baked cookie just for being so generous. And all the canned goods that you donate between now and December the 2nd will be given to Feed Our Future and Meals on Wheels. And I can tell you, both of those charity organizations help a great deal. I can go into how it impacted me and moved me emotionally when I was a president of PTA Canteen and how Feed Our Future made it happen for a lot of children. But I'll leave that for another day. But you can actually make it happen by just bringing in a can. And you can extend your Kim and Kind right up until the holiday season with your friends at Subway. So remember, if you have a can, and if you're like me, you have a little Hurricane run pack, and it's full with all kind of different non-perishable goods. When December 1 comes in, and it's our Kim and Thanksgiving, go and give thanks by dropping off your cans at Subway to make somebody else's life that much easier. Remember, Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious!
This hour of Cayman Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway, with 6 locations across Cayman, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious. More of Cayman Crosstalk is next on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
We are on a mission to protect people from financial risk that can affect their money. We're Nighthead Annuity and Life Assurance, a Cayman Islands company. It is more important than ever to make sure you have the right financial plan in place to secure your future. So we're on a journey to change an industry that can too often feel complex, confusing, and costly. We're making things simpler by specializing in fixed annuities. An essential product in any portfolio to help you grow and protect your savings by providing guaranteed investment returns. Predictable growth, peace of mind with Nighthead Annuity.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
And here, I just want to say, a very special thank you to our wonderful guys and gals over down at the National Weather Service this morning. And Shamal Clark is my forecaster for today. He was for Friday as well. Shamal, they got you working, buddy. This morning, here's the synopsis, ladies and gentlemen. Synopsis is going to be isolated showers are expected this morning as a cold front. Oh, I love that word. A cold front lingers over the Northwest Caribbean and weakens over the next 24 hours. Moderate to fresh winds and moderate seas are expected over the next 24 hours as a high-pressure system builds behind the front. And radar images show isolated showers over the Cayman area and moving southwest. And I just want to let you know, today's going to have a high that's going to translate to a high today of 85 with a real field temperature of 93 degrees. And because you heard what Shamal said, you're going to have a 56% chance of experiencing some showers, but they're going to be scattered and brief. I call it liquid sunshine. And so today is going to be beautiful. Winds are going to be coming at you from the northeast at 15 miles per hour. That's going to translate to 2 to 3 foot sea heights. And that wind direction is going to continue at about the same clip as well, and the same direction northeasterly. That's going to cool your surface temperatures down to 81 with the real field temperature, they say, about 84 degrees tonight. Your sunrise this morning, if you're wondering, was just a little bit later than it was on Friday when I did it. 1 Actually, 2 minutes later than Friday at 6:25. And your sunset will be at 5:54. You're going to have 11 hours and 29 minutes of beautiful tropical sun to enjoy. I just want to sincerely wish Frank and Julia all the way from Georgia that came down and celebrated and will be here until the end of the week. Thank you very much for choosing the Cayman Islands for your little trip down, and happy 35th wedding anniversary to Frank and Julia. We'll be right back after this short little opener with the great doctors at Health City Cayman Islands.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much, and happy Monday morning to all of you. And if you're tuning in right now and you're having problems with sleep, well, don't worry. I have Health City Cayman Islands in the studios with two fantastic individuals that may help you answer some of those questions. And if you have any questions, you can send them through to our WhatsApp number, which is 234-1019. That is 324-1019. I actually got one on there already. Or email, which is caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky, caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. And in addition, if you're streaming us live as well, you can stream us live and you can post on our Facebook page any kind of issue that you may have, any kind of questions. If you don't want the 4,900 plus people that are following us on a daily basis to see what you're saying, just send me a little message on the back end, and I'll be happy to share with all of them. And no one will know who made the question nor the statement. And we're back this morning, and we're talking about sleep. And we have, wonderful doctor that's just joining us right now. He's brand spanking new to the facility and also to the Cayman Islands. We just want to sincerely thank him for coming in. We also got Deepesh, who is not a stranger to the studios. And Deepesh is the gentleman who actually kind of runs the sleep lab. He's I guess you would call it, you have the CEO of the sleep lab, which is probably Dr. Archita. He's then the COO. He just makes it happen. Shamara, I'm not taking nothing away from you. I'm just saying that sleep department is his. All right. But having said that, Deepesh, when we're looking at sleep, and obviously you guys have probably one of the most detailed labs in the Caribbean. In fact, I was kind of looking at it and I was kind of doing some research, because every time that someone sends me something over, I kind of got to do a little research on things that I'm going. It's not unreasonable to say, even within the region, and the region can include South Florida, which is pretty impressive, to be honest with you, that you all have all the things that can diagnose people with various different ailments. Talk to us a little bit about your lab and what you found over the time of being, having such a great lab at your fingertips, so to speak.
Thank you, Woody. We have a state-of-the-art gold standard sleep lab, and this is the only facility on island which have this kind of lab. We study, there are 84 different sleep disorders. Currently, we have dedicated our lab for sleep-related breathing disorders. Soon, as our colleague Dr. Divagar has arrived, we will be starting an insomnia clinic very soon. As you rightly said, there are people who don't know about sleep, and lack of sleep is new public epidemic declared by Center of Control, Disease and Prevention. So there are many researches going on around.
So it's an epidemic?
Epidemic, correct. So people sleep for 3 to 4 hours and they say, okay, my sleep, I'm fine with it. But sooner or later, that is going to definitely take a toll on your health, your memory. And you won't believe there is a hunger hormone known as leptin and ghrelin. So due to lack of sleep, there is excess of leptin in your body. And then
what does that do? What's the negative effects of leptin?
Body? It's ghrelin, excess of ghrelin in your body.
Ghrelin, okay.
Correct. Due to excess of ghrelin in your body, you tend to eat more carbohydrates.
Okay, because you need that energy. You feel like you need it.
Correct. And you feel tired, you don't burn that carbohydrate, and that is converted into fats, and then you start gaining weight. And this is very silently happening. You don't even realize that, this is taking toll on my health.
Yeah.
Like you rightly said, in sleep apnea, you stop breathing for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, seriously. You try to hold your breath when you're awake. Oh, it's difficult. and this is happening in your sleep. Your oxygen saturation throughout the night goes down. Anything below 90, we take it as abnormal. But it goes to 60, 70. See, this is scary. You never know when your heart is going to stop.
Yeah, or, the thing with it is that also you wonder, what it's doing with your brain too, Dr. Diwakar. I mean, when you think about it, I have Dr. Ramnesh come in, and he argues with Dr. Ravi and Dr. Benoit. Dr. Benoit and Dr. Ravi says, well, time equals heart muscle. And Dr. Ramnesh will say, well, time equals brain muscle. But nevertheless, so time is essential, right? And so when you're out, and it's not unreasonable to think that when your brain is not getting oxygen to it, you're damaging those cells and those neurons that are firing on a second by second basis, a millisecond basis actually, and that can actually do some permanent damage. And I would imagine what Deepesh was saying, that if you don't sleep well, you're going to have some issues with memory, and so it's not unreasonable to think then your temporal lobe, which is your memory capacity, is going to be impacted. Am I unreasonable in saying that? I slept at a Holiday Inn last night, by the way.
Well, that's good for you, actually. Yes, you are right when you say that. It's true that it's going to affect the memory function. Not just memory function, it affects your reaction time. It affects your ability to take judgment calls quickly. It affects your what we call as cognitive function, your ability to make calculations quickly, memory-wise, not just memory-wise, in terms of your attention and concentration at the task that you are doing. It affects that too.
So one could would it be unreasonable for me, gentlemen, to make the equation that lack of sleep, as what you were saying, Dr. Dwarker, is likened to being intoxicated and driving?
Yeah.
That you're mentally impaired.
Yeah, there's an interesting fact about that too. That if you miss the sleep for 17 hours, you're as intoxicated as a person with 2 drinks down.
Imagine that. And some of the stats that I researched too, Deepesh, was that in America, for example, there was a lot of people that were dying in car crashes annually. And I think there's somewhere in the region of 48,000 individuals that die in North America. No, not America, not North America, but America. And out of that, I think is a high percentage that it is truck drivers. Those that drive semis and so forth of that nature. Sometimes it's a single motor vehicle accident, and sometimes, sadly, it can be a multiple car fatality. And they've found out of that they were caused by the lack of sleep. And so the Department of Transportation, DOT, has now mandated that these truck drivers have X amount of sleep before they actually get back onto the road. And there's almost a metering kind of a system that allows them to, if you're not sleeping, at least rest a little bit before you actually get back onto the road. And so that it is a serious thing for all of us. And obviously, I must have too much ghrelin in my system. And we're going to take a little quick break right now, but we're going to come right back to get a little bit more hints. And in fact, Health City is offering something fantastic as well, Kafara. Just
Yes,
like
definitely.
how you did last week, that you offered some free screenings last week, and now you're offering some free screenings again, which is pretty fantastic, to be honest with you. And I want to get more details all about that, because when we bring in back the good doctor to talk about our mental health and so forth, that is an issue that is growing globally. And Deepesh, if you kind of put that along with what you were saying, that is an epidemic, it kind of coalesces a lot of issues what we're talking about in terms of mental health and the breakdown therein. So when we come right back, ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions, I got 3 questions on WhatsApp for you, good doctor. And we'll be right back after this short little news break.
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
Now, From the Cayman 27 News Team, here are your latest news headlines, brought to you by the Cayman Pharmacy Group with West Bay Pharmacy, Savannah Pharmacy, and Professional Pharmacy. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. Visit them today. Now, here's your news headlines.
Good day. It's time for Monday's headlines from the Cayman 27 newsroom. I'm Reshma Raghunath. A man has been killed in a worksite accident in Bodden Town, and 2 others have been hospitalized. According to 911 officials, the incident happened around 3:52 p.m. yesterday. An RCIPS spokesman says the man was working at a quarry site on Lakeview Drive when there was an explosion. He and 2 other workers on the site were injured in the incident. The 2 men were transported to Cayman Islands Hospital, where they remain undergoing treatment. Police say foul play is not suspected after a body was found inside a Georgetown residence Saturday. According to an RCIPS press release, officers responded to the residence around 9 a.m. after receiving a report that a man may be dead or in need of assistance inside a Randike Gardens residence. After receiving no response from within the residence, the officers gained entry to the home and found the body of a man in his 60s. And a busy day ahead is planned for Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. He's set to take office today. Mr. Roper is expected to arrive on island at 11:30 a.m. According to the governor's office, he will be sworn in at 3 p.m. at the Legislative Assembly. Mr. Roper will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. He replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Do have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday morning to all of you, and thank you all very much for tuning in, letting us be part of your morning. I hope your Monday morning is going great, and I have 3 fantastic individuals in the studios, but 2 that are going to answer some questions for you regarding your sleep issues. And, you know, Ms. Kafara is going to tell us of a great deal that is actually, once again, Health City is putting on. And I think it's fantastic. And in fact, there's somebody that both you and I care for, was resignated last week. And, you know, the discussion resonated straight throughout his whole entire being. And I'm glad that he's going to be taking some screenings today.
Yes.
And so that was fantastic with Dr. Romnesh. And now you all are going to be offering some really good free screenings for individuals out there as well. And we're going to throw Dr. Diwakar off into the deep end with this kind of free screening very shortly as well. But talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, because it is Sleep Technologists Appreciation Week, and we do obviously appreciate, this is why we're doing it. So we appreciate
Appreciate you, Deepesh.
Thank you.
And
Dr. Diwakar.
and Magnesh also that works along with Deepesh in the sleep lab. I mean, these guys are amazing. I'd be coming into work 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll either see Deepesh or Magnesh just packing up their bags and going home because they've spent the whole day, the whole evening in the sleep lab doing sleep tests. I mean, for all their hard work, all their dedication, you know, we say really thank you to you and the team there.
And the crazy part about it is they probably don't get enough sleep either.
Because they're trying to make everyone better. But I think what we really like about Sleep Appreciation Week is that we're showing our appreciation for the community during this week too as well. So we're going to be offering free sleep apnea and insomnia testing. That's from 10 to 4 from Tuesday to Friday.
This week.
So you have between Tuesday to Friday. I mean, there are no appointments. It's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. If you have a little free time, just show up. And if you have any questions, same info line. Don't make any calls. Just send me an email. Well, info@healthcity.ky. Have any questions? You need anything further on it? info@healthcity.ky. I manage that communication line, so I will be more than happy to answer any questions you have. And as I said before, it's from Tuesday to Friday from 10 to 4:30.
That's fantastic. And what are the specific screenings that you're going to be looking for, gentlemen? Because obviously I would imagine that it's a spectrum of various different issues that could impact one's rest and one's proper sleep patterns. What are you going to be looking for? Or what you're going to be to kind of primary specific things that you're going to be really testing on.
Correct. Woody, as you say, there are 84 different sleep disorders. A single institute, or we need a big institute to cater all of them. So
Right.
currently, since we have Dr. Divakar also with us, we will be doing insomnia screening. And since Dr. Achita is with us, we'll be doing OSA, obstructive sleep apnea screening. We will give you a few questionnaires to fill. And then those questionnaires would be analyzed. And if we found out that you have a positive problem in any of them, then we'll give you a call, fix an appointment with consultant, and then we take it forward. If sleep study needed, we do a sleep study. Treatment goes ahead.
Well, I got to ask you. Here's a question that actually came through on social media, and there's actually two questions in one. So obviously a lot of people are thinking about it. What is sleep apnea, and how do you know that you're suffering with sleep apnea?
Well, sleep apnea means a pause in your breath when you are asleep.
Right.
Okay. That should be at least for 10 seconds. Okay. It can go ahead more than that. Sleep apnea, actually sleep apnea or sleep-related breathing disorder, what we get, physiological problem. Sometimes your tongue size is big. Sometimes your neck circumference is big. That causes apnea when you sleep. Generally, when you lay down on your back, you get more apneas because your tongue obstructs the airway, and that results. Snoring is very good symptoms, a very good sign. Yeah, exactly. Snoring is a very good sign that you may have sleep apnea. Not all snorers have sleep apnea, but yes, there is equal probability of having one. So if you feel that you are snoring or you have daytime sleepiness, you get a dryness in your mouth when you're awake, or generally you get awake with headaches, then you can probably have sleep apnea, and then you can come for us for screening.
Well, I got to ask you, I mean, when you're looking at, we're going to talk about insomnia with Dr. Dewarka afterwards, but when you're looking at, sleep apnea, if you don't have a significant other than waking up, for example, with a headache, which is a good sign that say, well, you didn't have an efficient sleep, so to speak. How do you know that you have stopped breathing when you're basically unconscious?
Correct. And this is the dangerous part of sleep apnea. You don't know whether you are stopping in your breath or your breath is stopping when you're asleep. This is the reason why you should go to sleep lab or a sleep specialist to get yourself screened and diagnosed. Just imagine you're sleeping and suddenly get pause in your breath. There's nobody around you. What's going to happen? In many cases, it's the spouse who noticed that the person next to him or her has stopped breathing, so they wake them up.
So is this predominantly in any sex or both equally?
Well, it is more in men than women, but yes, we can say it's 60-40.
Okay.
Right. On island, what we found is there's a particular stage known as REM, rapid eye movement stage, sleep. Right. Many of them have sleep apnea in that particular stage of sleep, which hampers your body to get into that particular stage. Your body or brain does not permit you to go into that particular stage of sleep, and which is very essential for your brain consolidation, detoxification of your brain. Your memory consolidate in your REM sleep. Your research says your brain cells shrink 60%, and there's more intramolecular space between brain cells, and then detoxification of brain takes place. The lack of REM sleep leads to many other disorders like what's it called? There are many problems that Dr. Romnesh will look after that. You can get into stroke as well.
Yeah. It increases a whole lot of things. It can also, in my research, it can also increase your blood pressure. And that then can make you have not only a stroke, but a heart attack. And so those things are really, to me, I want to make sure that everybody lives as happy and healthy as possible. And we have the techniques and we have the facilities here on the island. And I just want to sincerely thank you, Health City, and also you, two doctors in particular, for really facilitating this kind community outreach. Because a lot of people may not realize it. Kind of curious, like I said, we got several different questions here, and all of them are roughly the same thing. And we're just asking, how do you know that you have sleep apnea? And how could your loved ones tell whether or not you have it? Snoring is one. And I would imagine if you wake yourself up, like snorting or something of that nature, you're gasping for breath. So that's a sign for you, I would imagine. And my research is
yes, you're absolutely right. That is one of the signs which we can, if you get pauses in your breath, yes, or you feel woke up by that somebody has choked your neck. If you wake up like that, then yes, you might have sleep apnea.
Wow. And, does this affect any particular age bracket? Can it be for like youngsters? Could it be for only like older persons? Or does it impact, like, is it a non-discriminator of any?
Well, sleep medicine is a relatively new field of medicine. So still research are going on which age group. But for now, what we know is from 30 to 50.
Oh, really?
This age group have more prevalent of sleep apnea.
Wow. Well, we got to go and take a little break now. But when we come back, I want to, get Dr. DeWalker's opinion on that as well. And then also talk to us about insomnia and some of the things that maybe some telltale signs that not just being up, but maybe the type of sleep that you have as well and what goes through your mind. And for those that are trying to self-diagnose or going on WebMD, well, don't bother to do that. To be honest with you, Google Doctor is only good for certain things. And I would say, take advantage of the doctors at Health City Cayman Islands. Forget about Google Doctor for the time being. And if you have a problem and you have a concern, if it's resonating straight through you right now, take advantage of this free screening. And it's going on tomorrow, Tuesday, straight to Friday. And simply just show up. First come, first serve basis. They're going to be doing 2 different types of screening. In particular, they're going to be giving you a test and a questionnaire to see whether or not you have sleep apnea, something with your respiratory system, whether or not you're sleeping efficiently in that way, or if you have another neurological issue, psychological issue, which could be impacting and causing, insomnia. Those are some of the things that you're going to be testing as well. And that, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very a beautiful thing that is taking place in the Cayman Islands. Be right back after this short little break.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Burger King's epic.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure. We're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
3 of the finest liquor stores on island are located on West Bay Road on beautiful 7 Mile Beach. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits Governors Square, the greenery near the Strand, and 7 Mile Shops Plaza. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits boasts the widest selection and even offers free wine and spirit tastings at all 7 Mile Beach locations every Friday from 5 till 7 p.m. Family owned and operated since 1984.
Ever wondered what smart health insurance feels like?
Premier Health's 24/7 worldwide health insurance does most of the thinking for you.
1,500 CGI health claims are settled daily.
55% of claims settled automatically.
You can access your health plan almost anywhere, anytime.
And have smart wellness with online data tracking.
And more provider choices for you and the people who matter most.
Premier Health is smart health insurance, and it feels good.
Brit K, where people come first.
Come receive your miracle, your healing, salvation, encouragement. Hear the word of the Lord from David Turner, Monday to Wednesday, November 5 to 7 at 7 p.m. at Town Hall, Georgetown, 42 4th Street, Grand Cayman. Admission free. Call 345-925-7798 or email info@avodaproductions.com. Experience healing through worship. Experience the anointing as David Turner ministers. Don't you miss it.
or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in. Let us be part of your morning. Happy Monday morning to all of you. And if you're just tuning in right now, I have two fine individuals from Hill City, Cayman Islands, who are offering a fantastic service free of cost for all of you that may be suffering with some sleep disorders. And they're going to give you, if you're not sure specifically what your issue is, they're going to be offering these free screenings to see whether or not maybe it's a respiratory issue or it's a psychological issue as well, and how to combat those things, that you will have proper REM sleep and that you will wake up feeling refreshed, feeling new, re-energized and reset for the day, that you can actually live a long, healthy, prosperous life. Doctor, I want to ask you, you heard from the last segment, your colleague, Deepesh, was saying that there's a spectrum, so many different sleep disorders. And insomnia is one of those ones that you're going to be helping with as well. And before we get on to that insomnia aspect of it, we were talking primarily about, for example, sleep apnea. And I think it's pertinent for you to say what you want to say before we kind of hit that commercial break, because I think it speaks to a lot of people out there that it's not just snoring and all of those things, but the respiratory issue is really caused by overweight. And a lot of people that may be on the heavier side, and usually in that demographic that Deepesh highlighted, it's not unreasonable to think that you're out of your prime, you're getting a little fatter like I am, and, there's a thing called gravity that sometimes it kind of lays down on you and can start weighing down on your airway, your esophagus, and all of these various different things that help you function to that end and can kind of cause those various different issues. And so we got to be mindful of that as well, too, ladies and gentlemen. Our BMI, our body mass index, make sure that it's well within the realm of normal, so to speak. And so that is one of the things I wanted to highlight to all of you as well. If you've gotten a little fatter, your wife is now complaining, sleeping in a different room, or your spouse is sleeping in a different room because you're snoring, that might be an issue. Make your way to Health City, Cayman Islands, and just either eliminate it. It's free of cost. You can actually see both of these gentlemen as well and eliminate that. Good doctor, tell us about, sleep or insomnia, because that's more a psychological aspect of it primarily. I would imagine a lot of things go on in one's mind and keep you up. It's not necessarily a respiratory issue. What do you look for? What is considered insomnia?
Well, to call anything a disorder, even insomnia for that matter, it has to affect your functioning in terms of your profession, social, personal life. Only then it can qualify as a disorder. And amongst the sleep disorders, not just insomnia, even there's something called hypersomnia. And we just got to look at it from the perspective of what is the disorder or the dysfunction it is causing. A minimum duration of sleep that we all require for normal functioning is at least 7 hours. It can go plus minus 1 hour depending on the situation on a daily basis. But anything less than that is going to count for a sleep disorder. Now, sleep disorders do comprise of two things. It's the quality of sleep and the duration of sleep. Anything which is affecting, anything of the two which is affected is going to count as a sleep disorder. Now, insomnia is one of the types where we quantify the duration of the sleep, which is less than what is required. There's something called a sleep disorder where the quality of sleep is also affected. Sleep is broken down into 3 parts: initiation of sleep, maintenance of sleep, and termination of sleep in some cases. But most of the disorders comprise, or people are more concerned about the duration of sleep. The concern should be about the quality of sleep and how it makes you when you get up, or get out of the bed in the morning. Anything including all these things is going to quantify as a sleep disorder. And we should be aware about how we're feeling when you get up in the morning and not just the sleeping hours that we have.
You know, I'm glad you said that because you may be able to sleep for 7-8 hours, but that doesn't mean you slept efficiently. And how do you, I'm kind of curious, how do you, I mean, obviously we should come to the screening and to get a little bit more detail, which I urge everyone tomorrow straight through until Friday, just simply show up after 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9? 10 to 5 or whatever, 4:30. There you go, Kafara. And, you can see both of you. But kind of those out there that are right now that maybe is resonating straight through them and they think they may have an issue. See, I'm just going to speak from my own personal thing. I can't really speak for anyone else. I just got a WhatsApp as well from someone. But to me, after 20 years of sleeping with an average of about 3.5 hours of sleep, frankly, in my mind, in my rationalizing of all of it, I feel that I slept efficiently. I'm up. I don't feel lethargic. I don't feel foggy. In fact, I haven't really had a sick day in the 3.5 years that I've worked here or anywhere else. I really, I pushed through. And so to that end, I think that I sleep well. And sometimes for example, if I go out and celebrate and enjoy with friends, no drinking and driving, I may sleep a little longer than most, but when I wake up after that little extra sleep, so to speak, I'm not going to lie to you, doctor. I feel like tired. I feel like, my goodness gracious, that was not really efficient for me. I don't feel energetic. I feel more lethargic and I don't think it was the intoxication that made me feel that way. I just don't feel like it really helped me in any capacity. Is that normal? I mean, is that unreasonable to think that you can actually feel energetic after 3 hours and 45 minutes? Dr. Cheetah, she has helped me get at least 15, sometimes 20 minutes extra sleep. But is that reasonable?
Well, I would repeat myself, to call anything a disorder or something that needs to be cured or treated, it has to affect your functioning. So if there is no dysfunction, I would call you one of those lucky people who lie on the fringes of extreme of normalcy. If you're able to have that biological clock set at 3.5 hours, and if it doesn't affect your functioning, not just subjectively, I would rather urge you to take an objective test also.
I'll be there, and it'll probably scare you to death. This don't show me no index cards. You'll be scared of what I see.
Looking forward to it.
Here's something that came through. It says, "Good morning, Woody. A question for your panel." And Kafara, this is it. I know last week you were pretty adamant about it, but is the stroke screening still available today from 10 a.m.? And could one go in if they didn't register last week today for that stroke screening today?
I don't think it would be a problem, but just note you'll have to wait. You'll be waiting for just a little bit. Well, we'll try to see as many people as we can, but there will be a wait. So I'm not sure, what the person's job is.
Info.
Yeah, info@healthcity.ky. But there will be obviously a wait because we're not doing appointments. It's a first come, first served basis.
Okay.
And we've gotten some really, really positive feedback. So I'm going to assume that it's going to be quite crowded. But, we'll definitely see. And maybe we can work something out at another time. But if they want to attempt it, they're more than welcome to come up and see what we can do for them, for sure.
Email info
at healthcity.ky.
And here's another one that came in. Says, as to sleep illness, I was diagnosed many years ago, but never paid much attention to it until I was doing a physical at Health City, Cayman Islands, and Dr. Cheeto, along with the fine gentleman in your studio, sorted me out. And now I sleep well and wake up more energetic than ever, and the wrinkles are disappearing, looking younger. I wonder which mirror he's looking into, but never. I'm picking on you, buddy. I'm picking on you. But it just shows that there's a testimony, once again, Depeche, to your wonderful sleep lab. And and all of the accoutrement that goes along with what you all have there. And kind of curious, here's a WhatsApp that just popped up. If we go to you and you diagnose us with some sort of issue, do we have to sleep overnight? Would you urge a part of that testing to maybe go through and do a sleep test? And what does that entail?
Well, it depends. We will be doing free screening. Okay, if there is any problem, then we will go through insurance and get your sleep study approved and do your study.
Okay.
That's like that.
All right. And kind of give us a typical overview. If one was diagnosed and went through your insurance and realized that there's a health issue here, we want to make sure that we mitigate, for example, a stroke, a heart attack, other ailments that go along with the lack of sleep that we heard this morning. And hopefully the insurance company is prudent and say, sure, we're going to make you happen. What does it look like? Walk us through what will happen when we go for, a sleep evaluation and your great little suite. I call it a suite. It's like a hotel room.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
It should look beautiful or you won't get sleep, If you're sleeping in unfamiliar environment, that affects your sleep, initiation of sleep, as Dr. rightly said. So it should be more a home-like of thing. So we try to make it like a sweet, comfort, and everything is taken care of like that. So if you're supposed to do a sleep study, then there are 22 different channels that are applied to your body.
Ooh,
we
wow.
see your brain wave, your eye movement, your breathing patterns, that whether you're breathing or not, your thoracic and abdomen movements, your leg movements, and your oxygen saturation throughout the night, your ECG throughout the night.
Wow.
Right. So in any case, at any moment of the sleep, if you feel that you need an intervention, so we will split that night and start giving you therapy. A CPAP, generally it's a positive airway pressure. You will be attached to a mask and that will be blowing air to your airway to keep your airway open. This air acts as a mechanical splint and does not allow your soft palate or tongue to fall back and obstruct your airway.
Here's a question that came through just now. It simply was asking that once you get, for example, diagnosed with sleep apnea, is it a lifelong thing, very similar to what they say with, for example, diabetes? They say once you get diabetes, you can kind of come off and kind of go down there, but you always will have that and have the risk of it happening. Is it that you're with it for life?
This is the most common question a general patient asks to me. Well, there's a simple reason. It's like wearing a spectacles. If you want to have a clear vision, you wear it. Without spectacles also, it may work. Similarly, if you want to have a good night's sleep, you wear a CPAP mask. Without that, you will still sleep, but you won't get that quality of sleep.
So it's not, I'm just going to use this, good doctor. Now, I know I'm fat. I'm not just going to use the word obese. I'm fat. I'm not politically correct here, right? Because life is just life. I'm fat. Now I go to Deepesh and Deepesh said, "Well, you know what? What are you too fat?" He wouldn't say that to me. He's nice, a lot nicer than that. But I'm just putting my little colloquial terms. What are you too fat? And what's happening that your overweight issue is kind of pressing down on your esophagus, because that's kind of what happens, right, good doctor? Now, I'm now on a mission, and I go over by Brandy, and I check out your nutritionist. She helps me, and I lose a good amount of weight. Now, Brandy is pleased and happy that I've lost whatever weight that I needed to get down to maybe the best BMI that I should be at. Is it then that I still would need the necessity of the CPAP machine? Is it, like what Deepesh was saying, once your eyes fail, you're going to need it. So is it that your body is going to be hardwired to not breathing properly? Kind of curious. Those things go through my head all the time. That's why I can't sleep.
Well, let's understand the situation from a simple mechanical way. If there is an obstruction to when you breathe in, it's going to cause apnea in some stage or later.
Right.
But if that mechanical barrier can be overcome, like there are certain surgeries which, if can be taken care of, like what we call a uvuloplasty, or a surgery which increases the diameter of your airway.
Right.
That apnea can be taken care of. There's certain situations where you can take care of it surgically.
Right.
But then there are other situations where you can't.
Okay. No, I'm just glad you said that, because I mean, a lot of people that are maybe thinking about this, those are some of the things that are going through their minds. And I want, before we end this segment, if you don't mind, I'm going to start off with you, Deepesh, and then ask you, Dr. Dewarkar, to maybe make an appeal to some of those individuals out there that maybe probably don't know that they're suffering with any kind of sleep disorder, whether or not it's apnea or some other issue that may be impacting their REM, their proper sleep patterns. Can you make an appeal to some of those individuals out there, please?
Sure. I will request all citizens of Cayman Island, say, do visit our lab. If you have any problems, like if you're having problems in your memory, you tend to forget things, names, numbers, faces, you get irritated very fast. If your BMI is on a higher side, if you feel, just be curious to know your sleep, because you spend 1/3 of your life in it. So you do come to us. We will be happy to help you, glad to help you. And I would appeal to my existing patients, if you have any problems with your CPAP, BiPAP machine, you do come to us. We would be more than happy to help you as well.
Well, I'm glad you said that. And, good doctor, I just want you to, if you can, if you don't mind, before you do that, answer a question that came through. Question that popped up just now, just simply says, what if you don't dream? Is that normal?
Well, that's normal for many people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was just wondering, because I don't dream as well.
There are no absolute answers in such cases. Let me be honest with that.
Okay. I want you to make an appeal, if you don't mind, as we did with Deepesh, those out there that may be going through the other spectrum, not just the respiratory aspect of it. But you see, I think your part, to be honest with you, is a broader spectrum. Simply for the mere fact that when we're looking at the statistics of mental health and the problems that we're seeing, more so that's manifesting itself around the world, in my research and so forth, sadly, the statistics for example, those who resort to suicide, that demographic runs from the ages of 15 to 26. And I always wonder whether or not, and to your point, if proper sleep, proper rest, all of those things may play a contributing factor to that, because it's on increase. And that's something that I want to make a mission along with many others that care for it, to make sure that we mitigate that no one will ever have to resort to that. And then the family, the residual effects, people don't ever have to experience that ever in their life. And I wonder if that plays a part, plays a factor in it, and how that we can, to be honest with you, as a society, because it seems like we're becoming much more engaged into technology, and that we're sitting more in front of video screens and video games and the like, than seeing sunshine that maybe even help you with those things as well. There's a myriad of different issues that goes through one's psychological mindset, I guess you would say. What would you say to that population that maybe right now not even sure whether or not they're going through an issue, or maybe thinking they have an issue of sleep, or for example, insomnia or the lack of proper sleep, to let them come tomorrow, straight through on Friday, to meet you and get evaluated? And I would say to them, don't think of him as being a head shrink or something of that nature. You got others that care for you. Don't let anyone dictate to you in your mind that you're going to be less than. Forget about whatever stupidness and whatever stigma that people may have about mental health and mental issues. They're good doctors, like the Dr. Duarca that is here to try to help you. Forget about them. Come. Think of you and think of your family. Take advantage of this free screening. Good doctor, floor is yours.
Yeah, I really appreciate the choice of words you have made here. And I would just like to add to that that ignorance or isolation or avoidance doesn't take the problems away. It just allows it to linger on for even longer than you thought they will. So seek help. As a community, we just need to be more tolerant to people who are not able to speak for themselves or are not willing to show that they want to speak. We just need to make these little changes in our thinking and perspective. And that's going to do the trick. And not just sleep. Feel free to come down to Hill City for any psychiatric or non-psychiatric or just a evaluation maybe. We'll be happy to help you in that.
Excellent. You know, Kafara,
yes,
I have to say this, and I genuinely mean this. You know, when I first started, I remember reaching out to Shamari. He had just gotten his job, and basically I had just gotten this job. And we came together, and I said, you know, Shamari, I think there could be a good marriage for us to create like a Medical Monday, because the community needs this, and not a lot of people have the resources to actually go and maybe sit down with a great doctor like this, but could be prompted to find something that may be wrong with them and then go and seek help to mitigate it, get it any worse. And like I said, I know for a fact we had 3 different testimonies, ironclad testimonies, that what you all do here has helped save literally 3 lives. I would imagine there's probably others that don't express it, but 3 that sent their appreciation to all of you. And I just want to say on behalf of me and my wonderful listening audience, thank you very much for this community outreach that you all do, for allowing your doctors to be here, to share a little bit, to ask some questions, your wonderful technologists and so forth that are here as well. And I'm very confident, hopefully like last week, you know, we always have a mutual friend or somebody that is moved by it, and we can see how it helps people. So thank you very much for continuing this wonderful community outreach with Hell City, and especially the free screening that you did today. For those that want to go through and check your, with Dr. Ramnesh, check out whether or not you have an issue for strokes and so forth of that nature. If you're disposed to the characteristics that may cause a stroke. And also from tomorrow straight through
Friday.
On Friday, 10 o'clock to 4:30.
And insomnia screenings.
There you go.
info@healthcity.ky, info@healthcity.ky. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Excellent. Or you simply call, and Shamari likes this one. You can call simply 640-4040, and you can ask for Kafara. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have you. Deepesh, it's good to see you back in studios. And good doctor, welcome to Cayman. Welcome to Cayman Crosstalk. I hope this is not the first and last time, but all the best to you. Godspeed to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, coming right up, we're going to have a concerned citizen that reached out and said they would like to come into the studio to talk about some things that have been concerning them and so forth of that nature. So you got to keep tuned in, and I will extend that invitation to all of you as well. If you would like to come in as a concerned citizen, just to maybe talk about various different things, you can do so. Email me at caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky, caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa presents Beautiful You every second and last Thursday of the month. The beauty experts will draw from experience and share tips for personal beauty care, how to have healthy hair and glowing skin, flawless makeup application, and the latest trends and style tips. Watch Cayman 27 every second and last Thursday of the month for Beautiful You. Brought to you by Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa.
A tropical storm watch has been upgraded to a warning.
Hey, I've been tracking the storm, and it's looking really dangerous.
Yeah.
You're in a new place. Gotta prepare.
No, put that down. You need canned goods, not canned
I get
soda.
it.
And
yes,
water.
sis.
You need plenty
water.
of water.
All right, water. Oh, gosh. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get ready for this.
Is it your first time?
Yes.
Do you need a hurricane buddy?
Please.
All right, come on. I prefer bigger bottles.
Kind of shame it took a hurricane for us to finally hang out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ace is kind of bad time.
Hey, good news. The hurricane warning's been lifted. I saw online the storm has changed direction.
Oh, so I guess you get to go back to your place now.
Where are you? That's not your apartment.
Please pick the flowers.
Bye, neighbor.
Get ready to laugh as TV's funniest hidden camera show will have you in stitches. Just for Laughs, the Laugh Out Loud comedy show catches unsuspecting people in some of the funniest situations. It's Just for Laughs, and it's only here on Cayman 27. Catch it Monday through Friday.
Newsroom, I'm Reshma Raghunath. A man has been killed in a worksite accident in Bodden Town, and 2 others have been hospitalized. According to 911 officials, the incident happened around 3:52 p.m. yesterday. An RCIPS spokesman says the man was working at a quarry site on Lakeview Drive when there was an explosion. He and 2 other workers on the site were injured in the incident. The 2 men were transported to Cayman Islands Hospital, where they remain undergoing treatment. Police say foul play is not suspected after a body was found inside a Georgetown residence Saturday. According to an RCIPS press release, officers responded to the residence around 9 a.m. after receiving a report that a man may be dead or in need of assistance inside a Randike Gardens residence. After receiving no response from within the residence, the officers gained entry to the home and found the body of a man in his 60s. And a busy day ahead is planned for Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. He's set to take office today. Mr. Roper is expected to arrive on island at 11:30 a.m. According to the governor's office, he will be sworn in at 3 p.m. at the Legislative Assembly. Mr. Roper will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. He replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Do have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all very much for tuning in and letting us be part of your morning and part of your day. I'm actually pretty happy this morning because I'm always trying to facilitate locals for taking up their rightful places and so forth. And if they want to articulate something, I'm always happy to try to help them. And I have I like saying that, Katrina Jern in the studios with us this morning. Good morning, Doctor. Welcome to the studios this morning.
Good morning, Woody. Thank you so much for having me here this morning with you. I'm here in a few different capacities today. First of all, just as a Caymanian, as a citizen of this country, I think there's a lot of important issues that are facing us today, and I'd really just like to share my thoughts, particularly on the People's Initiated Referendum that is underway. I also started a group called Sustainable Cayman in 2012. It's a public education platform. And I am also a part of the group of people who have started the People-Initiated Referendum on the cruise berthing facility, an amazing group of dozens of people, dozens of Caymanians who are coming together on this very important issue.
Well, you know, if you don't mind me asking, good doctor, what is your degree in? I'm just kind of curious because I'm just very proud of Caymanians that have made it to the next level. I'm always trying to support and promote as much as possible. And I'm kind of curious, what is your level or what's your expertise?
My PhD is in environmental sociology. So
really?
I looked at offshore financial centers and development issues, sustainable development issues in offshore financial centers, specifically looking at Cayman and also comparative with other small islands, and particularly those who have chosen offshore finance as their development strategy.
Wow. Well, it's not unreasonable to think that you come with good authority then to really kind of start talking about this particular aspect of it. And, I got to take a little quick break right now, Doctor, but when we come back, I want to get in to what moved you, not just from a background on what you just said, sociology, but what moved you as an individual, as a citizen, as a child of your homeland, to want to be part of something like this and to want to speak up, and why? Why bother? Those kind of things I wouldn't mind asking you, because some people may think, well, what is the motivation behind a lot of these things? Is it political? Is it just genuine concern? I'd like to hear that from you if you don't mind. When we come right back after this short little break.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure, we're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
Come on, here we go, baby. Work with me. Oh, well, okay. On.
Hey, would you like your keys in your car?
No, I have a shirt in the back. I'm trying to get on the hanger without opening the door.
Sorry, trying to help out.
Moron.
Heat resistant, scratch resistant, stain resistant, functional and durable. Paramount Carpets brings you the beauty of granite like no one else. Choose from a large selection of quality granite from Italy and Brazil. Paramount Carpets guarantees on-time delivery and professional installation. Granite, from the earth to your home.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Watch as global adventurer and filmmaker Marlon Dara journeys across the world's most beautiful countries and cities. You'll explore breathtaking landmarks, art, and architecture from the Caribbean, Europe, Central and South America, and so much more. Immerse yourself in the local culture, history, and beauty as you follow his endless journeys of adventure every weekday, only on Cayman 27.
Dirty. We're going to have a high of 85 today with the real field temperature. They say about 93 degrees. You're going to have a 56% chance of experiencing some showers as there's a cold front. I love to hear that. Kind of stationary, just a little bit going to the southeast of us in the Caribbean islands, or the Cayman Islands. So therefore, the synopsis for the daylight hours is going to be partial sunshine, brief showers. I call it liquid sunshine. And it's going to be breezy as well with sea heights between 2 and 3 feet. And the wind's going to be coming at you from the northeast at 15 miles per hour with an occasional gust about 21. And that northeasterly direction is going to continue at the same clip, about 14 miles per hour. That's going to see your surface temperatures be about 81 degrees tonight. But they say the real field temperature, the heat index, may hover around about 86 degrees tonight. You have a 40% chance of experiencing some showers, but it's going to be scattered and brief as well. It's going to be partly cloudy tonight with a gorgeous evening. Your sunrise this morning was at 6:25. Your sunset will be at 5:54. I hope you go out to the Lobster Pot and watch that sunset go down with a great meal as well. You got 11 hours and 30 minutes of beautiful sunshine to really enjoy. You have a similar weather forecast pattern straight through until basically Wednesday. Tomorrow, you may see a little bit more thunder that's going to be joining the fray of things simply as this cold front lingers and kind of dissipates. Join me back with local concerned citizen, Dr. Katrina Jern.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in. Letting us be part of your morning and part of your day. If you would like to participate, the number in the studios is 233-1019, 233-1019. And that is sponsored by our wonderful friends at Superior Auto. In addition, we have a WhatsApp number, 324-1019. That is 324-1019. Or simply our Facebook page, which is Cayman Crosstalk. That is Cayman Crosstalk. If you're over at our sister station, Cayman 27, and you're dropping little lines, I can't help you. So just go up, if you're on Facebook, to the little wonderful search bar, type in Cayman Crosstalk, mosey on over, and drop me a line. I'll be happy to share that with you, with the listening audience, and with the guests in the studios as well. And if you're a little shy and you don't want the 4,900 people that follow us on a daily basis see what you're saying, private message me in the background, and I'll be happy to share those with our wonderful guests and our studio audience as well. And I'm joined, like I said, this morning with Dr. Katrina Jern. And good doctor, I asked the question, what moved you to be a part of this particular referendum? Why?
Thanks, Woody. I think that it's kind of a longer answer to this, but I mean, I was born in 1982 in Cayman. And, like many young people, we saw what Cayman was in the 80s and people older than us that before that. And I think a lot of us have gradually watched as Caymanians have not been enough a part of the economic prosperity that we have seen in the country. At the same time, our environmental and cultural heritage is slipping away from us. I think that's kind of fundamentally what motivates me is to ensure that Caymanians are both being able to have the opportunities to participate and benefit, and also ensure that we are safeguarding our heritage for future generations to come. With the petition for the people-initiated referendum on cruise berthing facility, I think that Caymanians have not been enough a part of this discussion. I mean, in 2015, there was a very good attempt by the government to include the public. However, since then, it has gone quiet until recently. And, this decision is going to have a huge impact on the future of our country, economic, social, and environmental impacts. And I think it's essential that we all are a part of this decision going forward so that we can safeguard and improve the life of Caymanians going forward.
The one thing that I got to ask, I mean, when I look at, for example, and I hear where you're going, and what you're saying is not unreasonable. And the reason why I say that is that it's enshrined in our Constitution. Section 18 of the Constitution is very clear. And I don't have it immediately in front of me, and forgive me if I don't get it word for word correct, but I'm just going to paraphrase just a little bit. The government and all their decisions must be cognizant of the environment, not for now, but for future generations. As it is a limited resource, they must mitigate the degradation of our environment as much as possible. And they must balance the economic with the sustainable aspect of, frankly, a very fragile ecological system. To me, that is a very high bar and threshold that needs to take place. And it bothers me that when concerned citizens like you express that, you take Section 18 of the Constitution, you say, well, all right, we don't feel that is really the mandate of that is being completely followed. So therefore, we're going to then initiate, because you're not listening to us and we feel that you're not doing it, we're going then to take our other civic right and our constitutional right, which is Section 70, to create a referendum on public matters, important public matter. How do you feel that the government and successive governments, because this is not the first, I was part of, another referendum where it was talking about one person, one vote, voter equality, which was the main initiative behind it, that many of us, it was a small core group like yours that started it, and it was about equality in that frame of mind. But yet governments feel that. Do you feel like government is coming down on you?
I think, unfortunately, the government has not supported the petition for people-initiated referendum. I think this is a real shame that the government is not supporting our constitutional rights to be a part of the democracy in the Cayman Islands. I think it's not an if, it is every citizen's right to be a part of decision-making in this country. And I am very grateful that our Constitution, the Cayman Islands Constitution 2009, gives us this option to very clearly set out the procedure for people to come together on issues of national importance such as this, and petition the public, and then take the issue forward to the government for referendum. I think the government has the coalition government has unfortunately misjudged the sort of concerns of the public on this issue. I have been over the last 6 weeks. I have been going door to door. I've been at all the petition tables. I've spoken now with hundreds of Caymanians and residents, and the majority of people are extremely concerned. The majority who are able to sign the petition do sign the petition. Of course, there are some people who choose not to, but this is, I would say, maybe 1 out of 20 people who do not choose to, excluding civil servants who sadly are too intimidated by potential consequences to sign, although civil servants are allowed to sign. And of course, that's a big chunk. That's about 6,000 people are civil servants.
Yeah, when you include the statutory authorities and so forth of that nature, because I think the statistics just last week or week before that came out, the deputy governor in terms of core civil service, I believe is 3,667, if my memory serves me correct, which is just core civil service. That's not including the statutory authorities. That's all included. And to your point, that's a significant electorate that feels intimidated. I got to take a little quick news break right now, but when we come back, from your standpoint of your degree, where do you think we're going wrong, or what do you think we need to do to create a sustainable environment that the scales, I guess you would say, will be as balanced as possible? It's not unreasonable for me to say to you, given your studies and your thesis, we can never really truly get a fair balance between the two, but at least as equitable as much as possible, or close thereto as possible. How can we achieve that, good doctor? And when we come back, if we can discuss some of those things, if you don't mind, because I think a lot of people may be asking those questions. Well, how could we do it all, and make sure that we all become successful?
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
Here are your latest news headlines from the Cayman 27 News Team on Rooster 101's Cayman Crosstalk. Now, here's the news.
Good day. It's time for Monday's headlines from the Cayman 27 newsroom. I'm Reshma Raghunath. A man has been killed in a worksite accident in Bodden Town, and 2 others have been hospitalized. According to 911 officials, the incident happened around 3:52 p.m. yesterday. An RCIPS spokesman says the man was working at a quarry site on Lakeview Drive when there was an explosion. He and 2 other workers on the site were injured in the incident. The 2 men were transported to Cayman Islands Hospital where they remain undergoing treatment. Police say foul play is not suspected after a body was found inside a Georgetown residence Saturday. According to an RCIPS press release, officers responded to the residence around 9 a.m. after receiving a report that a man may be dead or in need of assistance inside a Randike Gardens residence. After receiving no response from within the residence, the officers gained entry to the home and found the body of a man in his 60s. And a busy day ahead is planned for Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. He's set to take office today. Mr. Roper is expected to arrive on island at 11:30 a.m. According to the governor's office, he will be sworn in at 3 p.m. at the Legislative Assembly. Mr. Roper will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. He replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Do have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday morning to all of you. And it's always a pleasure to really entertain and converse with local citizens that, write to us and say, you know what, I would like to come on and be brave enough to not only put my name, but willing for people to see my face and to articulate something that's passionate within them as well. And one of those individuals that I have this morning and great pleasure of having is Dr. Jern with us. And I hope you don't mind me just keep calling you doctor because I think you deserve it, to be honest with you. That's something that we don't pay enough respect for locals. We keep saying that we don't achieve, but when we do achieve, we don't give you the respect we give others. And so if you don't mind, I'll continue calling you doctor because I think you deserve it. And congratulations again, doctor.
Thank you.
We were talking about how giving your PhD and what you got your PhD in, got to ask you, how could we achieve it all? How could we look at this particular, for example, project, and then look at the Constitution and say, well, there's a balance that we can get. And do you think that we're looking at that objectively? Or we're not really doing so, we're kind of just rushing through it?
Yes, well, I think, Cayman, like many small island developing states around the world, Cayman is now more developed than most in this category. However, we all face, similar challenges of being isolated, small, lack of natural resources, limited populations and experience, often having to be quite reliant on external forces, on imports and people. Cayman has done very well over the last 50 years in terms of charting our development, building up our financial industry, building up our tourism industry. What we have not done as good a job at, and I think would help us solve a lot of the issues we're now facing, we've not invested in the education and training of our people. And I think this is a common challenge across countries, across small island states. But I think this is a major issue that we're facing where we can definitely improve. And how that applies is that, Cayman is a small island, 100 square kilometers, 60,000 people. We have a very high GDP. There's a lot of economic activity here. We've got almost 2.5 billion GDP per year. We need to continue to grow that, but we also need to find ways to ensure that Caymanians are the ones who are benefiting most from the Cayman miracle, right? And if we properly trained and educated our young Caymanians, we would not, they would be able to take the 10,000 jobs in our tourism industry, they would be able to occupy them all, right? We've got about around 5,000 Caymanians in the tourism industry, another 5,000 work permit holders in the tourism industry. Another point is, I think one thing that we have not done so far, which would be very critical at this point, is a proper national development plan. We have limited resources, very limited resources. We have to take a step back and look at the best way that we can utilize the limited resources that we have for the benefit of all Caymanians, present and future generations. This is a very simple, basic exercise for any country, looking at all of our infrastructure needs as in a holistic way. For example, we look at, yes, our future cruise needs. Do we need a cruise pier? Cargo needs, road and other infrastructure, schools, hospitals. And we study the very best location for all of these in the long term. Perhaps we do need a cruise pier, but is Georgetown Harbor the best place? Now, the business case and the environmental impact study, both the major studies commissioned by the government that the government is relying on, they've only looked at Georgetown Harbor. They have not considered all the options. And we all know from our own sort of common knowledge of the island, from listening to our sea captains and other local experts, that there are other options, right? But we have not fully studied these options. Also, very interestingly, for the cargo pier, the expansion of the cargo port, which is now a part of the government's proposal, which was not a part of the proposal in 2015, the Honorable Deputy Premier said on the radio about 6 weeks ago on Star, he said that, in the near future, even if we do the cargo expansion, we will still need to move cargo outside of Georgetown Harbor, not in the long term, but in the short term. So, with very limited resources, why are we going to spend we don't have the exact numbers, but 50 million to expand the cargo facility in Georgetown Harbor, when we're going to have to turn around and move it outside of Georgetown in a few years' time? Not to mention the environmental impact and the social impact of dredging, of that increased dredging in Georgetown Harbor, close to Eden Rock, which will certainly destroy those dive sites with the sand and sediment. And also, more importantly, the protection of Georgetown, because if we dredge, that additional dredging in Georgetown Harbor close to shore is going to have impacts on, in hurricanes and northwesters. There is going to be higher waves and greater impacts on the physical infrastructure, on the buildings, and on the residents of Georgetown. And I think this is something that we just need to take a step back and look at all the needs of the country and decide on the best way to use our limited resources for the benefit of all.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Doctor, because I question it, and given your level of expertise, I know that your level of professionalism too is there, that you're trying to be fair and balanced as much as possible, not just being passionate to say, well, we've got to stop everything, but just explaining just now how, in that theoretical approach, how we can probably better have the best island possible. And obviously going through, and if anyone has done a master's and much less a PhD, it takes a lot of research and a lot of combing through, a lot of details, and a lot of reading to look at the various different jurisdictions. And that was part of your thesis, to look at how others have done things and where maybe the gaps were, and how that we then can say, well, you know what, let's not make history repeat itself. Let's just not reinvent the wheel, but just let's make sure that, I always call it blinging up the wheel. We may, instead of having a dull, old aluminum wheel, well, you know what, let's just maybe polish it. And how can we do that? Or maybe just powder coated black or blue or whatever it may be, but we don't have to reinvent it. And that was part of your whole entire thesis. And I got to ask you, you know, when I look at all of this, and I try to be as fair and balanced as possible. I truly, truly do. And I do that every day by researching and by citing where things are found. And so that nobody can say, well, Laura, you're just saying this as hyperbole, or you're just saying this just because you just want to move the needle in a certain direction. I want people to think, and I want us to have the greatest nation just like you in the world. But we can't do that. I'm a businessman, and I don't do things if I don't look at seeing what the risk factors are and to mitigate those risks. Everything takes risk. But to get into a business case scenario that you don't know what the cost is going to be, not only just economic cost, but just what the cost is going to be in terms of how is it going to impact our nation in terms of the biodiversity of the marine environment. I sit here, and I have the great privilege, and I don't take it lightly, of sitting here listening to people like you and others like, you know, the director and assistant director of DOE, Dr. Guy Harvey, and many others that I've had on the show over the last 3.5 years. Even this Honorable Speaker of the House, and also Captain Eugene, whom we have here, is just saying the marine environment is utmost important to all of us. And reef fish, and then Dr. Guy Harvey's standpoint, a lot of people didn't realize that he is much more so than an artist. His degree is a marine biologist and an oceanographer. And when I look at that and I listen to people like that saying, you know, we need to have the balance like what you're trying to do, and say, well, look, there has to be a balance here. If we get rid of reefs and we get rid of that population, that reef fish population, then the apex predators and so forth is going to be out of whack. Everything is going to be out of whack. We're going to have a serious problem on our hands, and then we're going to spend more money trying to mitigate that risk in the future. Because when I look at things that has happened before, and I would imagine that you probably looked at this in your thesis as well, when I look at the Everglades, they're now spending over $2.7 billion US and growing to claw back all of the ravages that they did over the last 3.5 decades to the Florida Everglades that they did, because Lake Okeechobee and all of those ones are now, the freshwater supply is being completely destroyed. Fish, flora, fauna, all of those things around the marine environment is now being destroyed around the Florida Keys and down through the whole entire central wetlands of Florida. So they're spending billions to try to undo all of the ravages that they didn't plan for, or they saw happening but they didn't care and just ran forward. I look at that, and I look at many other things that are transpiring where governments around the world are trying to help mitigate or claw back what was wrong. When I look on this environment, this government, in fact, this premier signed us up to UNESCO. And for those that really don't know what UNESCO is, I'm just going to read it in brief. UNESCO is the United Nations Education, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. It seeks to build peace through international cooperation in education, in the sciences and culture. UNESCO programs contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals defined in Agenda 2030, adopted by the UN General Assembly in 2015. And if anyone read that, a major component of that is the marine environment.
Yes, I think it's critical that we learn from the mistakes that other countries are making, and we also recognize the importance, the critical importance of our natural environment to the success of our country as a whole, and to our economy, to the development of it, and to the continued health of our economy. I mean, we cannot understate the importance of a healthy marine environment, of crystal clear waters that draw tourists to our beaches. It's as important as protecting our reefs is important to protect our mangroves, which filter, which are nurseries for fish, and they filter the runoff rainwater and keep our oceans crystal clear. I think it's critical that we learn from the mistakes that other larger countries, small islands have made, and avoid those mistakes. Use the benefit of their mistakes to ensure that we are not making those same mistakes ourselves. And also, the Georgetown Harbor reefs currently generate in direct ticket sales around $10 million per year, right? That's money that is going into the pockets of Caymanians, small businesses, individuals every year, small businesses that are currently doing very well on the waterfront. During construction alone, 3 years of construction, that activity would be completely stopped. All of the diving, snorkeling, submarine, scuba, all of these activities would be completely stopped. All of those businesses would be out of business for 3 years, and uncertainty whether they would be able to restart after the 3 years of construction. So, the potential benefits of building the cruise piers must be balanced with the real costs that the country is going to endure. I mean, 3 years of major disruption to Georgetown Harbor, and all of the environmental and economic impacts. I think it's also important to just take a step back and look at the business case, right? Right now, our cruise tourism, both sectors, the cruise and stayover tourism, are very robust and healthy. There has been, in the cruise tourism, 14% increase year on year. Not exactly year on year, but 14% increase between 2009 and 2017, right? And the kind of bookings ahead are making 2018 look like it's going to be even exceed 2017. I think we cannot be complacent. We need to protect the jobs and protect our cruise tourism sector. We need to invest in that sector to ensure that Cayman continues to have a good piece of the cruise tourism pie. But is there really an economic case for spending $200+ million, all of the disruptions, loss of jobs and businesses, when our cruise tourism industry is actually flourishing? I think these are important questions that we need to ask ourselves. Is the business case really there for us to move forward with such significant costs to the country?
Well, when we come back, I got to take a little quick break right now, but I want to get your opinion on a couple of things that came through as well, and some WhatsApps that came through. If you want to participate, you can do so by calling 233-1019. That is 233-1019. Or you can WhatsApp me, which is 324-1019. That is 324-1019. Or you can email me at caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. That is caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. Or go on our Facebook page, which is Cayman Crosstalk. You can post on the public page, which is a live streaming video right there. Or you can simply just private message us right at the very back as well. And when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation with Dr. Katrina Jern. And she's a concerned citizen, and she's expressing the reason why that she got involved with the people-initiated referendum regarding the cruise berthing facility. Obviously, she is saying that she's not against the cruise berthing facility. She would just like to make sure that it actually is done in the best manner possible. But when we come back, good doctor, I want to play something for you, and I want to get your opinion as fair and rational as possible. And I think you've been expressing that so far, and it don't seem like you're one radical to one way or the other. I think you're trying to be as fair and balanced as much as possible.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Like finding money in an old pair.
It's that time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join us Saturday, December 1st at Camana Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. It's completely free to enter, and there's a chance to win $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboom. Or enter just for fun. Private and commercial boats are welcome. For more information and to register your boat, click on cayman27.ky.
Dynafroze, Dragon's Revenge. One day, 4 boys from the future traveled back millions of years through time.
Once upon a time, deep under the sea, there lived a kind and clever little turtle named Tula.
Citizens of Lotus Valley, the hour is upon us. Our way of life is being dramatically threatened. You, the Alliance, are the last hope of freedom and the time.
It's a beautiful planet, and right now you can see it right here on Cayman 27. In this series, we'll travel to some of the most fascinating places as we explore the UNESCO heritage sites found around the world. From Stonehenge to the Grand Canyon, there are thousands of sites that will leave you in awe. Beautiful Planet is a series that will take a closer look into these wonders of the world. Join us to witness this beautiful planet. Watch as some of the world's most talented people put their skills to the test as they attempt to make their mark in the record books. You'll witness some of the craziest, scariest, most bizarre stunts people will do, all in the name of stardom. It's the ultimate Guinness World Records, and it's right here on Cayman 27. Capture all the action.
Message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much, and happy Monday to all of you. Thank you all very much for tuning in to Cayman Crosstalk. I'm joined this morning by a concerned citizen, Dr. Katrina Jern, and she is here just expressing the reason why that she, as part of the movement of the people initiated a referendum regarding the cruise birthing facility. And I think has expressed in several different ways that she's not against the cruise birthing, that we need to try to make sure that we have strike a fair balance between maintaining, increasing, but also looking at the environment and fulfilling Section 18 of the Constitution. We got a caller online if you want to participate. 233-1019, 233-1019 is the in-studio number, and it's sponsored by our wonderful friends at Superior Auto. We got a caller online. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Woody.
Good morning, sir.
I'm actually not really calling to participate into the conversation. I am actually just, I'm sorry I have to do it this way, but I'm trying to get a hold of your lawyer, your brother, the lawyer. It's very important.
Well, look in the phone book and look for Wade DaCosta. You'll see his number.
It's not there.
All right.
It's not there.
Well, I can't help you right now. To be honest with you, I'm sorry about that.
All right, I'll have to call back later then.
All right, thank you. All right, Doctor, I want to play something for you, and the reason why I want to play this, I want to get your opinion because on the 26th of September, you cited it. A lot of people were speaking on emotion and so forth, and I waited to the very last minute. And the reason why I waited for the very last minute is just simply because I didn't want to take away from anyone. I've been afforded an opportunity to sit here on a daily basis. And I believe citizens should be allowed to express. But something was said, and many things were said in that meeting that really disturbed me and concerned me, to be honest with you. And a lot of things were said of emotion. But you can't really make a fair decision on emotions. It has to be based on fact or law or something of that nature. And that's how courts rule. And that's just plain and simple. So I asked the question, are you willing to guarantee numbers for this government, successive governments, of persons that will walk across the threshold of that environment? And the reason why I asked that question, and I said it quite clearly as well, is in the backdrop of many other jurisdictions like Mobile, Alabama, where Carnival Cruise Lines promised them if they build a cruise terminal, they would utilize it. Carnival used it once, left them languishing for almost 5 years, and still is not used to the optimum that they thought it was going to be. And that was out several hundred million. It actually almost bankrupt that pretty much that town, that city. Then I look at Anguilla, I look at other places that spent money in infrastructure, but they just decided to move on. and then the numbers weren't there. And that concerns me because when someone can take their ball and walk away from the playing field from it at any given time, I don't care who you are, that should tick you off, especially if you put some cost into it. That's like me playing a football match and I'm up by 2 and you decide to walk away with your football because you don't want me to score another goal. That's the kind of analogy that I have in my mind. So I asked that question. He said they're not willing to give a guarantee. But if they're involved, that somewhat should be a security that they're willing to participate. Then they asked the question. They made the deciding that they're building 23 new vessels. 9 of those are going to be of the mega class ships, but the rest are going to be of the normal class. Obviously, anyone who invests in anything has a return on investment term. I asked for that term and where they're going to be deployed, where the majority of them are going to be deployed. The Caribbean is obviously the lion's share of cruise industry. At almost 65% of their global market is the Caribbean. That's a fact. Didn't get no pushback on that aspect of it. So I asked, well, what is the return on investment? Are we in threat as the Cayman Islands if we don't build a cruise berthing facility? Anyone can see this. Go to minute, I believe it's 58, right? Minute 58, part 2, between 56, minute 56, and minute 58, maybe when I started my questions on part 2, go to our sister station. And I keep citing these things because I don't want people to think I'm pulling things out of context and I'm only utilizing a certain verse. So you can see the whole entire questioning and answering afterwards, and whom answered and whom stayed silent. But the Carnival executive answered my question. I said, are we in any threat that the cruise tourism will be lost? And the reason why he said that is because I have good data and I have written literature from 2006, 2007, when this first started coming up, that's saying that we were going to lose cruise tourism by 40%, the same placard that we have right now, the same talking points. And so if that was the case, we would be suffering right now. We wouldn't have the cruise numbers at where they are, or even with a slight increase. Simply, they would have walked away, because if we didn't have the cruise berthing, they would not come to Cayman anymore. Those are the same things that we're hearing right now. So it bothers me that the same dust card or the same talking points the dust has been blown off and used again. Right. And I don't like people insulting my intelligence. I'm not going to lie to no one. And so the question was, are we in danger of losing you all? And I'm going to play to your hearing. I want your thought on this.
There are benefits that we see by having the new or large class ships coming to Grand Cayman. We'll still continue to come here, but what we're saying is there aren't any threats. We're just saying we'd like the opportunity, if it makes sense and this all comes together, to be able to bring those larger ships here.
This is a great point, Woody. So when we look at the state of our cruise tourism industry right now, I mean, Cayman is a favorite destination. Cayman is one of the top destinations. Cruise tourists rank Cayman as one of the top destinations. And as the cruise representative, the Carnival cruise representative said, we are not in any threat of losing ships. Right? There's 2 ships now that will not stop. There are 235 cruise ships on the Caribbean route, and there are only 2 ships which the cruise lines are saying they will not tender. Cayman is safe, beautiful. Cruise tourists love to come here, and for other geostrategic reasons, cruise lines need to stop here. They also have great comfort in knowing that their cruise tourists, that their passengers are safe while they're on shore in Cayman. The tendering experience is, while there are some people who would prefer to just hop off and step onto a pier, a good percentage, if not the majority of cruise passengers actually, when asked, they say that they don't mind the tendering process. Some of them actually enjoy it. So when we look at the real status of our cruise tourism sector, and we see that there is not any major threat. The cruise lines are going to shift gradually, they say, in the future towards larger ships. But even when we look at the number of mega ships that are on order, the majority of ships being built are still smaller ships. And the larger ships that are being built are now being built so that they can tender more easily. So I think that this is, it's not genuine, and it concerns me greatly that the government is spreading this kind of false threat and fear amongst Caymanians that we are going to lose our cruise tourism sector, or a big chunk of it, if we do not build these piers, because that's simply not the facts. That's not the case. That the data does not support that. The cruise lines, we've asked them about the future, and they also have said that they will keep coming here. Now, in terms of, the government has said that we need the larger Oasis class ships because they have passengers with higher spend, higher income passengers. However, when we look at the data on the, income brackets of people that are on the ships that are currently coming to Cayman, we actually see that, there is a real spread. There are the lower income cruise passengers, but there is also a very healthy segment of higher income passengers who are currently coming on the ships that are coming. So, saying that we need these 2 Oasis class ships because they have higher spend passengers. I mean, we are already getting, a good share of that higher income cruise passenger also.
The thing with it is, I have to ask you, in the backdrop of all of that, when we look at that, what the cruise executive said and so forth of that nature, why do you think, in light of all of that, in light of all the facts and everything that is there, and that the narrative that has been used since 2007 is still the same? In fact, I guess that's the first question. Why do you think that the same narrative, i.e., we're going to lose? I mean, we have some commercials here that says if we don't get it, it's a myth that we don't need cruise tourism. I'm not sure who said that. Then there's also a myth that we're going to lose 40% and then immediately, and then further diminish from that aspect of it. No one has said that. Not even the cruise executive has said that. So I wonder, why do you think that is being peddled and pushed in that manner?
That is a very good question. I've asked myself that quite often also. But indeed, I don't know if there's a misunderstanding on the government's part. I understand that it is their duty to ensure that Caymanians will continue to prosper, that Caymanians will continue to have jobs. It's their duty to ensure the health of our cruise tourism industry along with all of our other industries. However, the data just does not support the case that we are going to lose our cruise tourism sector. There has been a 14% increase between 2009 and 2017. We have gone from 1.5 to 1.7 million, and 2018 looks like it will be an even better year for cruise tourism. Our cruise tourism sector is growing, and we need to not be complacent. I mean, cruise tourism is extremely important. We need to support that sector. There are a higher percentage of Caymanians who work in the cruise tourism sector versus stay-over tourism, less work permit holders. We need to ensure the continued health of the cruise tourism sector by making, there's a lot of, apart from building a cruise pier, there's a lot of other things that we could be doing to enhance the passenger experience, making the process of coming on shore through tendering more comfortable, more efficient, bigger, more comfortable tenders. We could have more shade and amenities on the Royal Watler to ensure that whole experience is as positive as possible. Also, the infrastructure in Georgetown and ensuring that we are making the whole experience as comfortable and enjoyable for tourists. We want their short time here to be memorable, right? So that they will want to come back every year. They may even come back as a stay-over tourist. But we also are facing overcrowding issues at many of our amenities. Stingray City, many days, very regularly, is is at capacity. There's now a limit of the number of boats that can go there.
The online business case scenario by PwC cited that as well.
Exactly. And we have less and less beaches on 7 Mile Beach for cruise tourists to go to. Hemingway's is now is no longer open for cruise tourists. Royal Palms, the number of beaches and beach space for cruise passengers is reducing. So we need to consider all of these factors instead of just trying to increase the numbers without actually ensuring that that experience for the cruise tourists is going to be, a memorable, pleasant experience that they are going to want to return to. And we need to be looking at all of the infrastructure that is required to support the growing. It is a growing industry, and we need to. There's a lot that we can do besides building cruise piers. And right now, frankly, the case has not been made that we need to make that significant investment. There are competing interests. We have Mount Trashmore right next door here, the waste, the dump, which, we have. Thankfully, we haven't had a fire in a while, but it's a huge issue. And that is also a very expensive infrastructure need that needs to be fixed. Yet, are we going to commit ourselves to a 200 million cruise pier and also solving the problems with the dump at the same time? And we need to think about what the priorities for the country right now. Also, we know that we're nearing the completion of the airport enhancement. However, I think a lot of us recognize that we're missing a lot of long haul flights that are passing us by because we don't have the runway extension yet. So we need to look at all of these needs and use our resources more carefully. But ultimately, I think this is an issue that the Caymanian people have really come out in force on. They are really not satisfied with the information that has been shared with them. They're not comfortable with the lack of transparency and the lack of information on the economic costs, the environmental impacts. And, it's been really, I've been so encouraged to see so many Caymanians coming together on this issue, thousands signing the petition. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of people who are volunteering, who are taking around petitions, collecting signatures. It's been, although this is an issue that is causing us a great deal of concern, it's also been a really wonderful moment, I think, in our history, the history of our democratic process, that so many people are coming together and participating. They want to have a say in the future of their country. They want to have a say in this issue. And I do sincerely hope that the government will stop discouraging people from signing the petition and will support and encourage us having a say in the future of our country.
Great. When we come back, I want to get some phone lines, 233-1019, 233-1019. Please hold on. And in addition to that, we're going to probably read some stuff as well that we received just now.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
It's time to celebrate. Join family and friends as we honor UCCI's graduating class of 2018. EY is proud to be the exclusive television broadcast sponsor of the University College of the Cayman Islands graduation ceremony. Tune in to Cayman 27 Thursday, November 1st at 7 p.m. Let's celebrate our graduates and their new beginnings. Live on Cayman 27 Thursday, November 1st at 7 p.m. EY, proud telecast sponsor, committed to giving back to the community and recognizing talent.
Lunch lady of the past and lunch lady of the future.
We're dyeing our hair.
Yeah, now move it, George. I need the sun to cook the juices, and your head's making an eclipse.
I smell barbecue and hair. You must be done.
What color are you dyeing your hair?
We're putting red streaks in it.
Mom, can you talk to me before you start painting my kids?
Remember when you were 13 and you shaved your head? Now we're even.
A timely response. That matters. Owning your own home. That matters. Supporting our community. that matters. When your child smiles, that matters. Good encounters, great experiences. It matters at Cayman National.
I just need to know, whose side are you on?
This part's where the experiment really begins.
Hotline 233-1019 or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all very much for tuning in. Let this be part of your morning, part of your day. Excuse me. Happy Monday to all of you. And if you're just joining me right now, I have in the studios with me a local concerned citizen, Dr. Kadrina Dern, and she is expressing one reason why that she was moved and compelled to be part of the people-initiated referendum for the cruise berthing facility and so forth. And her background basically is a doctor in this whole entire environment. And I think given that, it should give some gravitas to the situation. And I'm just being very frank, and I'm just very proud of you. Just want to let you know that. Even if, I try to be fair and balanced. Even if I was against it, I would still say I'm very proud of you. Or even if I was pro-cruise, I still say that I'm proud of you. Simply because you deserve it. You've proven yourself over some time that it's one of those voices, and hopefully government will start paying attention to our own instead of importing all of the mindsets that are here. But I got to ask you something, good doctor. And you heard from the cruise executive that said Cayman is no threat. Basically, we just want to place the Parker ships. And I think we don't understand our worth as a jurisdiction. And I say that, and I don't say that flippantly. And I look on us in terms of what we are to a geographical location, how we're close to North America, how all of the various different components make us quite unique. We're small, we're not so large that a lot of social issues, if done right, could be corrected very quickly. I submit, and I believe that with all my my fiber of my being. That means that people want to invest in areas like this that has a stable government, that has a democratic system of governance, and that have the infrastructure. We have some of probably the best infrastructure that anyone could probably think of within the region. So that makes financial services really attractive. But in the words of, Mr. Travers, we're not the destination of choice. We're just a very competitive one, and we need to keep remaining competitive. And I say that to say this. When I look at information that is before us from 2007, from even when the PPM had government, Minister Charles Clifford at that time, the same talking points have been rehashed. But I'm looking at documentation that was sent to the government that was issued on CaymanNewsServices.com. It's Allure of the Seas Grand Cayman, and is dated June to October 2012. And their outline, basically, they were the Allure of the Seas. And just for anyone that doesn't know, the MS Allure of the Seas is an Oasis-class cruise ship owned and operated by Royal Caribbean International. As of 2018, the Oasis class were the largest passenger ships ever in service, and the Allure is 50 millimeters longer than her sister ship, the Oasis class ships, though both were built at the same time and with the same specifications. Basically, it cost US $1.2 billion to really make this vessel, and that was in 2006. So 2012, what was presented by RCL, or Royal Caribbean, was to the government. And they were going to bring the Allure of the Seas here. And they didn't have no problem with tendering at that particular time. It says minimum commitments to be requested from the Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands had to provide 7 tenders with a capacity of 300 passenger capacity, 3 guaranteed tender docking spots, shoreside security building, modifications to the landing to allow 2-level unloading, premium anchor positions, and shoreside security is required. And then the pages out of that 12-page document breaks down all of those. Cayman has all of that and did everything in for all of that to happen. So I just simply don't understand, why is it that then they're not coming here? Cruise executives saying that your market is not under threat. We would just like a place to park our vessels. But yet 60+% of their new vessels that are being built are the smaller class ships. I just simply don't understand.
Yeah, I think this is a great point that, 2012, it wasn't that long ago, although I think the government may hope that we forget this information. But yeah, the Oasis class ship was prepared to come here and to tender. So when they say that they cannot tender, I think this is false. They would prefer to not tender, but they can tender, right? And I think that we need to keep this all in perspective. It's 2 ships now. Yes, there are more on order, which are a minority of the ships on order, but the new ships are being designed in a way that they can more easily be tendered, although the current mega Oasis class ships can be tendered. So, are we prepared to give up our natural environment, our Hogstye Bay, all of the jobs, $10 million at a minimum just in direct ticket sales directly related to the Georgetown reefs, our cultural heritage? Georgetown Harbor, Pirates Week. I think for me and for many people, it's a very important part of living in Cayman to be able to have that moment where we go down to the waterfront in Georgetown Harbor and just and absorb the beauty that is there. That is the heart of Cayman. So are we prepared to give this all up so that the cruise lines can have a slightly more convenient method of disembarking? Our cruise industry is not under threat if we do not build this pier. If we decide that we do need to build a pier, we need to look at really all of the options and ensure that we are making the best decision about the location, the design, a design that will have the least environmental impact while also delivering what is required for the cruise lines. I think that the government is rushing forward on this particular design, although they haven't released the exact design, and they are committed to it being in Georgetown Harbor. Yet they have not studied the other options. And I think I know that I stand along with thousands of other Caymanians who feel that this is just not good enough. We need to take a step back. We need to first have a referendum. The government needs to share all the information with us. We need to hold a referendum so that everybody can be engaged in the process. And then we need to make decisions moving forward about what is truly in the best interest of the country.
All right, we got to go and take the last little break right now. But when we come back, we're going to have some summing up statements and so forth from the good doctor in the studios as well. Be right back after this short little break.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Get the quality, the service, the wide range of products in the BRAC. Everything you love about Paramount Carpets is now available on Cayman BRAC. Carpets, flooring, drywall, paints, windows and doors, lumber, from plumbing to electrical supplies. You'll find it all and a whole lot more at Paramount Carpets, Cayman BRAC.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure. We're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
Well,
Well, next Lakers on TV, and then I thought I'd try to get on top of all Audrey here.
Jeff's watching a Knicks game, and then nothing. Why? What's going on?
Well, I'm hosting a sweet throwdown to celebrate old Timbo here becoming a U.S. citizen.
There was a citizen.
It's a long story.
Russell's trying to bag some woman?
I stand corrected.
Take an adventure through Central Australia in this new show, 4x4 Adventure. This rough and rugged expedition follows the tracks of explorers as they map out the territories of the Central Outback. Along the way, the crews will deal with the problems of four-wheel driving while battling the air-ridden, dry conditions of the desert. Watch 4x4 Adventure.
Have a high of 85 with a low of 81 tonight. You're going to experience some scattered showers straight throughout the day, but they're breezy and going to be gorgeous today. And your sunset will be at 5:54. And if you're wondering, you have a similar weather forecast pattern straight through until Tuesday. You're going to have probably a little bit more thunderstorms tonight and probably tomorrow as this little cold front lingers and starts dissipating across Grand Cayman. Join me back for some closing statements with a concerned citizen, Dr. Katrina Jern.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. And because time is of the essence, good doctor, I'm just going to go straight to the phone lines. So let's see if they're still there. Hello, caller. Are you still there?
Hi, good morning.
Hi, very good morning to you.
Good morning. Every time I hear talk about the cruise pier, I think of Aesop's fable about the dog crossing the river with the bone. And I'm sure Dr. Jern is familiar with that, about the dog to whom the butcher had thrown a bone was hurrying home with his prize as fast as he could. As he crossed the narrow footbridge, he happened to look down and saw himself reflected in the quiet water as if in a mirror. But the greedy dog thought he saw a real dog carrying a bone much bigger than his own. If he had stopped to think, he would have known better. But instead of thinking, he dropped his bone and sprang at the dog in the river, only to find himself swimming for dear life to reach the shore. At last, he managed to scramble out, and as he stood sadly thinking about the good bone he had lost, he realized what a stupid dog he had been. The moral of that is, it is very foolish to be greedy. Thanks very much, all of you who are trying to spread the message that we must think before we act. And whether or not we need a cruise pier, the yes or no. It is important to participate and sign the petition so that with a referendum, each of us will have the opportunity to decide for ourselves, yes, I want the cruise ship dock because it is needed really desperately, or no, I don't want it at this time because it really is like the dog grasping for the shadow of the bone in the water. Thanks very much, and God bless. And I do pray that our government and everyone really put the good of the Cayman Islands in the forefront at all times and measure everything before they make choices. Thanks very much, and God bless.
All right, thank you. And before we go, good doctor, we got like less than a minute and a half. But someone's asking, how is the petition progressing, and where they can actually find the petition as well?
Thank you so much for that, for the caller, and that was a beautiful point, very well made. The petition is going very well. We are getting close. However, every signature, every voice, every Caymanian counts. So if you have not yet signed the petition is at Four Winds Esso in West Bay. It is at Sunset House and Pure Art on South Church Street. It is at the Savannah Rubis. we are also at Hurley's on Saturdays, Wednesdays, and some Fridays in the evenings. This Saturday, we'll also be at Liquor for Less by the airport beside Foster's. We are making the petition as accessible as possible to the public. Please also like the Facebook page, CPR Cayman. You get an update every week. We're adding locations where you can sign the petition. So please, for those who are on Facebook, please take a look there. If you would like to sign the petition and you cannot get out, we will bring the petition to you. I can't recall the phone number right now, but actually I'll give you my number, 938-5876. If you are not able to get out or you would like us to bring the petition to you at home or at your workplace, please just give us a call, 938-5876. The response from the public has been overwhelming so far. People are so happy to have a say in this decision, to feel that their voice matters, and that there is some hope for a rational outcome to this major decision for the country. I've been going door to door. I've been at the petition tables, and the majority of people are extremely happy that the petition process is underway, and they are looking forward to having a referendum on this issue.
Excellent. Well, good doctor, thank you very much for coming in and putting your face and just your signature to the bottom line. And I wish you all the best, and hopefully we can have you come back in just to talk about in general about sustainable Cayman. And about just talking, I hold fast that we need, 10 years ago, I had presented that we needed a growth management strategy to see what we need to do for all aspects of the Cayman Islands so that we don't hit issues like this, and that we will progress well and check the boxes off as we go. But sincerely, thank you very much.
And thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure here to speak with you. I'd love to come back on again in the near future.
I'm looking forward to that, actually. To be honest with you, that's the show I've been working on. So you'll be one of the first panelists that I call in. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. And tomorrow, we're going to have the leader of the opposition on, Mr. Ezard Miller, in the studios with us. In addition, we remiss of me not to do my normal closing. If you have a pet, please consider, I beg you, spaying or neutering your pet today to keep the unwanted pet population low. I've been to the shelters. They're overflowing. Life is short and life is unpredictable. Your true value in life is with your friends and family. If you go out, celebrate, but do so responsibly. I beg you, don't drink and drive, and certainly don't boat and drink. I'm your host, Woody DeCosta. Godspeed, Cayman, until tomorrow.
3, 2, 1.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Durham epitomizes the unparalleled landscapes and momentous history that has shaped England's people, geography, and culture. The medieval city center of this northern English city is perched on a hilly peninsula surrounded by the winding River Wear. History has molded Durham, and its medieval character has been carefully preserved, making today's city a compact open-air museum. In medieval times, Durham was a major center of both political and ecclesiastical power, mainly due to its strategic location near the Scottish border. County Durham was a palatinate, ruled by prince-bishops who wielded secular authority and enjoyed considerable autonomy from Westminster, minting their own coinage, dispensing their own justice, and maintaining the right to maintain their own armies.